Shit, gang, shit, bitch, shit, gang, scrap clothes.
Jay Eliante pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte. Look at my racks, feel like Serena went hit from the back. Swing, pull like Jim, waves on swim, and a rock Timbs with the tech. Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I spend shit on gas.
Okay, so cannibalism.
Now I feel like we need to do an episode on cannibalism. But
yes, I love cannibalism.
You just love to eat ass. That's your thing.
Yeah.
So apparently the closest meat that humans consume that is the most similar to human flesh is pork.
Okay, that makes sense.
So apparently it has to do with the hemoglobin in our bodies. Their flesh is the most similar to ours.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because tattooing, I will get pig skin from like butchers or whatever and use that, and it's basically the same as people's skin.
Yeah, apparently there was a cannibalistic culture, I can't remember where, but they would refer to like eating human flesh as long pig.
Long? Like Long?
Yeah, long pig. We're just long pigs.
Wow. That makes so much sense to me. I don't like pork. I'm not a big pork person.
Oh, dude, I'm Mexican.
But I like sausage.
So I fucking love carnitas. Like, fuck me up with some carnitas, like, all day long. Like,
what is that?
It's just like slow, very, very, very slow cooked pork. So the meat is just like butter. It just like fucking falls apart in your mouth. So good.
Okay.
I do love pork. I love pork, but I don't eat it because I like pigs, and I think pigs are cute.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
my pescatarianism, it stems from if I couldn't catch it and kill it and slaughter it and prepare it myself, then I'm not gonna eat it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's why, like, I feel like I could do that with seafood. I could catch something. I have in the past.
Yeah.
I could gut that. I could eat that. I could clean that, gut it, clean it, cook it, like, and you know what I mean? Like, I can sustain myself off of that, but I could never kill a pig or a cow or even a chicken.
Could not.
I fucking hate chickens. I hate birds.
Yeah.
I fucking hate chickens. And I can't, like, I still would never, like... My grandma said that her mom, back in Mexico a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, would fucking just grab the chicken by its, like, head.
Yeah.
And then, like have it by its neck and, like, twist the head right off and just, like, pop it off. And I'm like...
Like helicopter.
Yeah!
Yeah. I've never done it. I think
gross.
I could, like, if we were living in a world where, like, I had to, I probably could. But I told because we really want to have, like, a garden where we're growing our own vegetables and, like, a
some
chicken
animal.
for eggs. Yeah. And I told
so
him, like,
cute.
we could have a cow. I don't drink milk. Like, I don't drink cow's milk.
But I could make cheese.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. And he drinks a lot of milk. So, like, we could have a dairy cow, but I could never. And he was like, well, we'll just get the one. And I was like, well, the one's even worse because then I'm going to get attached to it immediately.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You'd be more likely if you got 10 of them for me to be like, okay, maybe that one could go. But even then, probably not, you know? Like, just the one. Her name is Daisy. I've already named her. Like, we can't kill her. She already exists to me. Poor baby.
No, you just reminded me. My grandma's going to Mexico next month, and I'm so excited because she always brings me back, like, Mexican cheese. Okay. And I looked up recently, like, why the fuck is the Mexican cheese that she brings me so much better than anything that I can get, even when it's the same kind of cheese from, like, the grocery store?
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's because it's unpasteurized in Mexico. It smells like feet and it's delicious. Like, the stinkier the cheese, the better it tastes.
Okay. Speaking of products, oh my god. I see capitalism in Everything. Since I've learned this, like we'll be watching a movie or something and you'll just hear me in the back whispering capitalism. Like anytime anyone does anything.
Speaking of movies, guess which movie I'm watching right now? Guess what movie you just interrupted me watching to record this podcast? It's the holidays.
Oh. Are you watching Star Wars?
The Terminal. I was earlier, but
okay. But that's not the one. Okay, are you watching? I know it's not a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. I said it's
the holidays. Is it Nightmare Before Christmas?
No. I'm gonna give you one more shot.
Jim Carrey's The Grinch?
No. You're gonna feel so dumb when I say it.
Oh my god, is it Home Alone?
Which one?
Home Alone 2, obviously.
Yes, and you got me at the perfect time to jump on this recording because it's right before he starts to set up the house for the booby traps. And that's the best part of both movies, when he sets up the booby traps throughout the house.
Who's your favorite character in Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2? Out of everybody.
Kevin McAllister.
Oh, fair, I guess.
He's my boyfriend. He was my boyfriend. He was my first boyfriend, like, since I was 4 years old. That's the 8-year-old whose tongue I had in my mouth.
I like the bird lady.
The bird lady?
She's my favorite. Yeah, I like her.
She's alright. I just kind of, like, as an adult watching the movie, I'm just like, why the fuck didn't he, like, tell his parents about this nice homeless lady who helped him and saved him and, like, they could give her some money? His family.
I don't like the McAllisters.
His family is that I'm an adult wealthy.
They're awful.
And they're awful. Like, how do you lose track of your youngest child? Your baby. Twice. Your baby. Twice. Your literal, like, the baby.
Twice. I was, like, yelling at the TV the last time we watched these, because it's the holidays, like, we're putting on Christmassy stuff for Wednesday, like, I can't wait, well, I can wait, I don't like to rush things, but I'm excited when she's old enough for me to converse with her, so I can be like, do you believe in this Christmas bullshit? Do you want to continue celebrating it? We can skip it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
We're not adopting any other cultures because we're white, to be fair, and, like, we're not going to do something else, so it's either Christmas or nothing, or we can do a second Halloween.
Your kids are going to be honorary Mexican-American because of who their godmother is, but yeah, I guess I see what you mean.
Yeah, we'll have a traditional John Day Christmas one year, and you can we'll either come to you or you come to us, and we'll just do all of your traditions.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show up.
Makes sense for us to come to you.
I'm gonna show up with all the tamales made.
A lot of on this trend have been, like, looking for tamales. Is
really?
It a Christmas thing?
Yes, yeah. It's a holiday thing. It's like a Thanksgiving Christmas thing. I need to have my grandmother actually show me how to make tamales because I don't know how.
Okay. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, so fucking the McAllisters, now as an adult watching these, like, again, I just hate them so much, because in the first one, when she puts him to bed after he did nothing wrong, in fairness, she handled that terribly, absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, they just, like,
punished first off the wrong child.
Yeah, they let the older son, that fucking ugly Buzz, like, get away with everything. Is it just because he's the firstborn? So he's, like, allowed to be a shithead to everybody? Like, it's stupid.
I don't know.
And he's ugly!
Yeah, terrible with that haircut. But if I put my kid in their room for punishment or whatever the deal may be, first off, it's not going to be overnight. Like, we're going to be either discussing or maybe not forgiving. I'm not going to force forgiveness on either party.
But a discussion at the very least.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw you in your room, close the door, and then not talk about it first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, I would be right there, like, with breakfast, or like, hey, how are you feeling? Do you want to talk about yesterday? Whatever. The McAllisters fucking suck.
You're right. Because even the time when I was 22 and my grandmother caught me smoking weed for the first time ever.
22?
I had been smoking weed since I was 12, and she caught...
Oh, you went a long stint without getting caught.
Dude, 10 fucking years, bro. I'm actually kind of proud of that.
I got caught immediately.
Oh, you did?
Basically the first time. Basically.
Well, like, my parents were the ones supplying me, but my grandmother, who's my actual parent...
Yeah.
She did not know, and I was staying at my aunt's in the summertime, and I went out to the balcony to smoke, and my grandma was already upstairs and in bed. Like, when my grandma goes upstairs, or when my grandma goes to her room or to bed, she does not exit the room again. So I thought I was safe.
Yeah.
I went out onto the balcony, dude, and I'm like, listeners, I'm gesturing like I'm holding a pipe and lighting the pipe. So 2 hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see the like blinds move, and I'm like mid inhaling some sweet cannabis, and I see my grandma, and I go, like, I already inhaled and I'm exhaling, and I'm like, fuck. Because at that point, because I had to use 2 hands, I'm like, I can't, if she comes out here, I cannot say that I'm just smoking a cigarette. She saw both my hands come up to my face. Like, and in that moment, I just had to commit. So I took another hit, and she opens the door, and she sticks her head out, and she's like, what are you doing? And I exhale, like, smoke coming out of my mouth into her face, and I'm like, smoking. And she's like, smoking what? And I'm like, more.
I'm scared for you with this story. I know you're 22, but I also know that, like, your grandma's, like, you're her baby. Like, I am her baby. And I exhale again, more smoke comes out, and I go, weed. And she was just like, bold. I mean, I guess if you're gonna go out,
I had to. Like, there was no way that I could. I don't lie to my grandma. Like,
no.
I used to when I was a kid, but I feel like that's like the marker for me of like being a kid versus being an adult. It's like, I don't lie to my grandmother because I don't have to. Like, what are you gonna do? Punish me?
Right.
I like being spanked now. Good luck.
Speaking of being spanked, I am infuriated. We are watching this documentary. I think it's on Netflix. It's called Don't Pick Up the Phone.
Okay.
And it's about that string of like prank calls that went around to fast food restaurants back from like 1990 till whatever.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm already fascinated. Continue.
Okay, so let me just give you one, because that's where we are right now. Like, we're lying in bed. This is our before bedtime show. You know what I mean? All of a sudden. Mm-hmm. It's always crime documentaries.
I love you guys. I need to just be in your household.
Right, just the 3 of us snuggled up. So, the first incident that they're talking about, basically it's a... Oh, side note, also my fucking neighbors downstairs, their car has no exhaust. It's just a straight through. And it sounds like a fucking lawnmower. A helicopter had a baby. And he only seems to leave the house right when I put Wednesday down for a nap. Like, I want to slit his throat.
Oh, maybe you should, and then we can enjoy some long pig.
Some long pig. I would eat long pig because of this kid's fucking
Dude,
car.
yeah,
Anyways.
if somebody gave me the consent to, like, eat their flesh, I'd fucking try that.
You know that, did you know that actually technically would still remain vegan?
Yes,
so
because
a lot
of
the
the
reason
consent.
that people are vegans because they can't ask for consent. So that's why you shouldn't eat honey. That's why you can't drink milk. Because you can't ask. But if you can ask a person, hey, can I eat some of your leg? And they say yes, still vegan.
I think we need to visit a cannibalistic culture at some point in time. Just go and see what it's all about.
I mean, have you ever seen Green Inferno? I'm probably good.
No, I haven't.
Because, I mean, I also just think, like, I think if I wasn't me, I would eat me. Like, not because, I'm not saying, like, I'm sexy. I'm saying because, like, the parts that are juicy, I have in, like, troves. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, my thighs and ass are thick.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
I'd get it. I'd be first.
Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time we were in your apartment and I slapped your ass and then you slapped my ass?
I cannot believe that you just brought this up because I was talking about this morning.
Your reaction.
This morning I was talking about
Look,
this.
I've been a thick baby my whole life, but your reaction, you were like, You were like blown away. You were like, why is your ass so hard?
You have an ass. You have the best ass in America.
Oh my god,
Like,
thank
literally.
you. Fuck Kim Kardashian.
What
I was born with
you,
this.
Yeah, 100%. I was literally talking about your ass this morning, and I hope you don't mind being like objectified when you're not in the room.
Oh my god, never. Objectify me.
One of my favorite games to play with Patrick is Fuck, Marry, Kill, or whatever. Like, I love like hypothetical questions with him, and thank God he has the patience for me because he enjoys them as well. So usually we do celebrities because like you can keep them at arm's length and it's not harmful to your people. But this morning I was like, I want to play Fuck, Marry, Kill, and I'm picking my friends. So I said you and 2 other of my girlfriends. And he said, well, I'd marry John Day because I already know that I love her. And I said, and also, side note, bro, she has a fucking ass. And he was like, what? And I told him the story about us dancing in my apartment when I slapped your ass because you like bent over and I slapped your ass in front of me. And the shock, I was like, I can't believe how incredible your ass is. Like, not only does it look beautiful, but it's taut. Like, it's just amazing. It's a 10 out of 10 ass. I talk about it as much as I can.
Thank you so much. I agree. It's wonderful. It's like, I always say, like, my ass and my face, like, thanks, Mom and Dad. It's the only good thing you ever did for me because they're incredible. Both my ass and my... both my faces. Both my ass and my face.
Both my asses.
But I remember when I slapped your ass and you were like... you were like... You can cut that if you don't want this on the podcast, but I remember your reaction being like, you were like, my ass is so soft, I feel like if you like punch it, you'd lose your whole fist in the cheek, not even in the crack, just the cheek.
Yeah, literally. The squish butt is real. Since I've been working out, not so much, but I definitely have a squish butt and I have a squish thighs, top of thighs.
Yeah, like the, that Tina Fey book where it's, I think, Bossy Pants or Bossy Lady or whatever it's called. She refers to she calls it the, what is it, crotch biscuits. The triangular, doughy part of your thigh that's right next to your puss.
Yeah.
That's, your thigh biscuits.
Yeah, love it. Hate it, but I love it.
No, I love it. Being soft in certain places is very nice, so.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to like it, and I've grown to love my body for what it is, because I've accepted that I can't change my shape. Well, when I say accepted, I literally was Googling last night how to make myself shorter. Like, I literally was like, I know this might not be a thing.
Why would you?
Because I don't like being tall.
Why? What the fuck is it with you tall women who don't like being tall?
Yeah. What's with you short women that don't like being short?
I like being short. I'm 5'5".
Oh.
I'm the average fucking height.
Oh,
for a woman.
Yeah, that's a nice height.
I'm 5'5".
I'm only 2 inches taller than you.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like if I was taller, then I would wear heels. I'm gonna be bigger. I'm gonna fucking tower over everybody. I want to be Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah. I used to wear heels every single day. I completely didn't even really notice my height until I moved back to the States, which is, you'd almost think backwards because you'd think that, like, kind of stereotypically, like, Irish are short. But that's not the case. I moved over here, and every single one of my boyfriends since I've moved back here have been my height, if not a hair under. And I don't like feeling tall. I just don't like it. So I'd love to be 5'1".
I love feeling tall, but I'm also like such a lazy bastard that I don't wear heels because I like to be comfortable, and I wear lots of like platform sneakers, platform boots, because I do like.
See, that's what I would rock with.
Because I feel like because I'm such a thick baby, like getting a little bit taller makes my proportions look a little bit more, I don't know, nicer.
Yeah.
I'm also the shortest person in my family. So
really, because that's not like 5'5" is not really that I picture you being shorter for some reason. Like 5'5" not that short.
Everybody is taller than me in my family.
Maybe you're not really 5'5". I think you might have to accept that you're not. You might be 5'2".
I'm 5'5", and I have this fucking argument with he who shall not be named all the time, and it's like,
when was the last time you measured yourself?
at the doctor's office, like
Okay.
2 months ago. 5'5", bitch. You know what it is too? It's like, because when I go to the doctor's office and they measure me, I stand up straight, and like I put my shoulders back and I stand up straight, where it's like usually I'm just hunched over because my grandma is the Hunchback of Notre Dame and I just have her bad posture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. Hunched. Oh, okay. Announcement.
Another one?
Yes.
2 babies! No, I'm just kidding.
It's twins. The order in which we do things is 100% supposed to be morning brew first before Who the Fuck Is You, and that's my bad, and you were right.
Say it again.
So
No.
The order,
just the last.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah,
you were right. I was wrong.
Oh,
yeah, I can. You were right. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. I don't think that you can get any satisfaction from me hearing that, because I have no issues. I have no ego.
I know, but I love hearing the words, "You were right."
You were right.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
You know, it really sucks being right all the time. It also really sucks being beautiful and having a gorgeous ass. All of that really sucks all the time.
I feel really bad for you. I have morning brew.
I need this morning brew. Oh wait, hold on. We've been talking this whole time. Welcome to the Bad Brew, the podcast.
Oh my god, hey guys. Sorry, I forgot you were here.
Welcome to the Bad Brew, the podcast where two bad bitch besties rant about the sick, sad, bad world. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello. Welcome. 30 minutes in, I completely forgot what we were doing.
Maybe all of that should be Patreon content. Like, the first 30 minutes is just the first Patreon episode.
Oh man, sorry about that, guys. Well, okay, so for morning brew, you're not gonna like this. Immediately, just off the bat, you're not gonna like this.
Oh, great.
Because this is technically our Christmas episode.
Oh, great.
I know it's gross.
No, I realized that, like, earlier I was like, oh, we haven't recorded in like 2 weeks, which, by the way, I don't like that. We cannot keep skipping weeks because I need this podcast for my mental health now, apparently. So, anyway. Yeah, I was thinking, like...
It's free therapy.
Yeah. I just had...
So keep going to therapy, though.
Yeah, I do. I had therapy this morning at 10. Fucking bright and early for me. My therapist, like...
It is early for you.
But she got on the call and she's all like, I know it's early for you. And I was like, I just came into consciousness 10 minutes ago.
Oh man, I wonder, do you feel like your session was better because you just woke up, or the same? Or worse, I guess?
It was really hard to get out of bed, but I think it was better because I had just woken up.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have time to put your defenses up yet. I mean, I don't know what your relationship's like with your therapist, but
amazing. I love her.
I'd like to think your walls aren't up.
My relationship with my therapist is the only committed relationship I will ever be in for the rest of my life.
Amazing. I love her.
I love her. She's awesome.
I want to send her a Christmas card. No, I actually want to ruin Christmas because I figured,
because I hate Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not feeling the vibe this year.
I've never felt it, ever.
I wanted to do some Christmas crimes.
Fuck me.
For this episode of Morning Brew.
I'm so excited right now.
Yeah, me too. And the reason that I'm excited is because I'm going to be doing this raw. I'm doing a cold read. I'm reading this with you guys because I enjoy the journey.
You know, I love
just
it.
happened to find the article, like an article, so I'm just going to kind of go through, and it's a checklist kind of thing.
I love when you call it a raw read instead of a cold read. Because it's so much sexier that way. I love.
Isn't the word raw sexy?
It is. Yeah, it is. Like, raw dog it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I think of. I think of like a non-wrapped dick when I say raw. So, every time I do morning brew and I say raw read, you guys are knowing what you know what I'm thinking of.
We're thinking about just raw dick.
Thinking about penis. Okay, so this article is 14 of the most disturbing Christmas crimes in the U.S. history. And I got this from onlyinyourstate.com. I'll link it, probably. Okay. I feel like sometimes I forget to link things, but I do have a little notepad here where I'm...
You're making Christmas so much better for me right now. I'm so excited for this.
I'm excited too. Okay, let's get into it. The first one is the case of the so-called stolen chocolate. This was in Georgia.
Okay.
A man dressed as Saint Nick at the Atlanta Mall lost his patience in the worst way in 2004. His temper got the best of him, and he allegedly began to hit an elderly 74-year-old woman with a 2x4, convinced she had stolen over $100 worth of Hershey chocolates from him. The woman died from injuries in the hospital, and he was sentenced to life in prison.
What the fuck? He was white.
Right?
He had to be. There's no way. I mean, there's no way he wasn't a white man.
There's no picture, so I actually can't I can't clarify on any of these. So if there's any questions outside of like what I've read you, I can't answer them. So everything,
we can just
guys, it's
speculate.
alleged, it's speculation.
Okay. I guarantee you that he was white. That's crazy. I mean, sometimes a murderous rage like washes over me, so I understand like the anger.
Oh, every day. Every
like waking moment of every day almost. I am in a murderous mood, but that's a little far. It's like I won't ever put my hands on anybody.
With the chocolate though.
The chocolate. Well, I would fucking kill somebody over chocolate, so
I would never.
I love chocolate.
I just...
Dude.
I pass on chocolate.
I fucking love chocolate so much. I know that I would eat a turd if it was dipped in chocolate because...
Really?
Because I fucking hate raisins. I fucking hate raisins. But I will eat...
What?
But I will eat Raisinets. You know, Raisinets? Like the chocolate-covered raisins.
Okay.
But I will eat those... Like, it's nobody's fucking business, but I fucking hate raisins.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Same. And those are good. I think it's maybe the flavor combo that's like...
The sweet...
Something going on
And
there.
the chewy, sweet raisin with, like, chocolate.
You can't tell it's a raisin.
So good.
For sure. It's interesting to me that you love chocolate so much because you're not a sweet...
Yeah, I don't.
Not like you're an asshole, but like you're not like a sweet
First of all, I am an asshole. Second of all, I'm a sweet baby princess to some people. And thirdly, I like chocolate. I don't like candy. I like chocolate.
Okay. See, I'm not a chocolate person, but I like sour stuff. So I like Warheads. I like the strings.
Oh,
like
the sour straws. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those.
Me too, actually.
Gummy bears.
You know what? You're right.
Like
You're right about the sour stuff because when I was a kid, I used to like eat Warheads. And as soon as they were done being sour, I just spit them out. I'm like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so I got some Warheads the other day, and that was kind of what happened. Like, I hadn't had a Warhead in years, so I was excited to, like, melt my eyeballs out of my head. The reaction initially, like, it makes my mouth water thinking about it, but it's gone 30 seconds later. Like, it's giving juicy fruit. It's disappointing. But I like Mexican candies, too.
Me too. I was just looking...
Vegas that I used to get them from.
I don't know if you saw me right now. I was just looking around the room because I just bought Mexican candy not too long ago, and it's in the other room, though. Fuck.
I think is it the tahine that's all over it? Because a friend of mine in Vegas actually, I went over to her house one day and she was like, "Have you ever tried this?" And I was like, "No," but it was pineapple.
Are you talking about me?
No, it wasn't you.
Because I distinctly remember trying to get you to try Mexican candy, and I think it was a time when you were not doing so well with
probably
eating, and you were like, "No!" You like snapped at me. Like, "No, I don't want any." I'm like, I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Oh my god, what a reaction. That was rude. I apologize. But pineapple with tahini on it is incredible. I remember like having a piece of that and I was like, whoa, where has that been my entire life?
You know what's an amazing fucking snack? If I guarantee you haven't tried it and you're gonna fucking try it now that I tell you and you're gonna love it. Take a fucking cucumber. Yeah. Wash that shit. Don't peel it. Don't peel it. The skin, it has all the nutrients.
Yes. I love cucumber.
Slice it like cucumber rings, you know? Slice it all up and down. Lime, tahini.
Okay.
That's it. Do that.
I'm wet. I can already taste that combination. That sounds so good. I was in the store fucking the day before yesterday and I walked past like the clearance aisle and I saw a big thing of tahini in the clearance aisle and I looked at it and I was like, I want that. And then I was like, I don't need it for anything. I don't need it for anything. I don't have a pineapple at home. Like the fruit that I have at home, I have cuties, apples, I have a rock melon, I have bananas, kiwi.
Anything
good on
fruit,
kiwi, probably.
anything fruit. It goes on.
I should have got it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it in my next shopping list. Okay, let's continue to ruin Christmas.
Yes, please.
Okay, 2. The case of Santa on a motorcycle. This is in South Carolina. It was 2006 in Columbia, South Carolina, when a man dressed in a full Santa costume riding a decked-out motorcycle pulled up to a gas station and asked a family if they wanted to see the stuffed reindeer he had in the sidecar. The children walked up... Oh, no, not the kids. The children walked up to take a closer look when suddenly this man grabbed the 8-year-old girl and sped off. Panicked, the father furiously chased after them and was able to retrieve his daughter. The Santa imposter was arrested.
I feel like I've heard of this one. That's crazy. That is so scary. It's such...
That gives
wow.
me the heebie-jeebies.
What a good dad. I feel like my dad would have like caught up and been like, give me some money at least. To the...
Oh my god. To the Santa?
Yeah.
Oh, because you can keep her? Just give me money for her.
Yeah, no shit. I feel like that would have been what would have happened to me, but...
I would have beat the shit. Like, I would be scared to be that Santa if that happened to us. Like, regardless of whether it was me or Patrick that got this Santa, like, I'd be scared for him. I'd probably skin him and wear him as a coat.
I love that. Make footy pajamas out of him.
Yeah, like some leather boots or something. Cute. Use his hair as the laces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, teeth as the soles on the shoe. Like teeth are in the edge of the boot.
Ooh. I did not know that I fucking needed that until you just said it right now. Yeah. I need that.
Okay, so hear me out. Doc Martin, if you're listening, hit me up because I have a really good idea. I did see a TikTok too that we should just use men for leather. And I think I agree. Specifically this man that we were just talking about.
Yeah, like last week when I talked about like putting all the pedophiles on an island, maybe the island is a tannery or whatever also.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Perfect.
I'm into this.
Now we know what to do with them.
Yeah, like, because you don't want like that flesh to go to waste. Like first we'll have the long pig, and since it'll be on an island, it'll be like aloha like themed like luau shit.
Okay.
And then we can make some fine
grilled
leather goods.
Pineapple, long pork,
tahini.
That sounds delicious. We're literally talking about people. Okay, I'm moving on. 3. The case of taking candy from a Santa. This was in Ohio. Everyone knows not to take candy from strangers, but what about taking candy canes from Santa Claus? It was 2009 in Parma, Ohio, when a 12-year-old girl was flagged down by Santa hiding in the bushes, offering her Christmas candy. Why is it always Santa? You know?
Because it's disarming.
Yeah, true.
Because it's
Okay,
disarming.
listeners, stop teaching your kids just to go up to every Santa.
Yeah,
you know?
no. Mm-mm.
I mean,
Strangers are
again,
strangers.
that's like that thing where it's like, why are we adjusting the victim's behavior as opposed to like
Blaming the actual
the
person.
bad guy?
Yeah.
I know, I hate that. But it's also like, I was gonna say John Day. Her name's not John Day. Her name's Wednesday. I'm looking at her. Like, she will not like anybody. Like, she's not
good.
Like,
she's not trusting. Sure. That's good. That's a good thing. That is a good thing.
I love that.
That she is not trusting of people. I have a feeling that if she
people as if it's like,
I have a feeling though when she meets me finally in person, like, she's gonna love me.
She's gonna know. She's gonna know.
She's gonna be like...
She cries when my mom comes over. It breaks my heart a little bit. Like, and Wednesday doesn't really cry. Like, she whinges and she kind of does like a little fake like, but when my mom comes over, she starts like crying. And the only thing I can think is because of... I think it has to. But I think, like, mom's just like, oh, it's a phase. It's just because I'm not mom. It's not, it's because I'm not you guys. And
right.
I'm like, she doesn't do that with anybody else. But I'm like, I actually think it might be her perfume. Because her perfume is really strong. I don't know if it's, like, the brand or if it's the volume that she's putting on or what the deal is. But, like, you can, like, it's very strong. And babies are sensitive to stuff like that, so I think it's that.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Okay, so this Santa was hiding in the bushes, offered her Christmas candy. The girl was wise enough to ignore this attempt, and when the man in the Santa costume began chasing her, she made it to a local store just in time to call the police. The man was identified as mentally unstable and was later caught still wearing his suit. Hear me out.
This is giving American Horror Story Season 3 vibes. No, not Season 3.
Yeah, Coven.
Is it Coven with the Santa?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. Yeah.
Because Fetish Unlocked with that, not with this, but with that, I liked that. The Nun and Santa, yeah, I was into it. I identified as mentally unstable. It's going to segue really well into, like, the rest of our episode today, but that just bothers me because it's like, I don't know.
Okay.
I know
why it bothers you.
I don't really care.
I know why it bothers you. Because my second favorite podcast, because this one that I'm recording right now is my favorite, but my second favorite podcast, can I just shout it out? Like, can I just...
Yeah, of course.
I am the biggest fan of Wine and Crime. And my favorite of the 3 hosts on that show is Amanda, and she's my favorite because she's the most like me. Blue-haired little hoe. I miss my blue hair so much. But she always says on their episodes, I tweeted it one time too, the first time I heard it in one of their episodes, your mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
Yes. Okay, yes, that's exactly the way.
So just saying like, oh, he was just mentally ill. Bet you he was white. Because if he had been any other color, it would have been like different.
I mean, it would have been shot in the street.
Yeah. It would have just, you know? So, yeah. He was clearly white and mentally ill. They just like
disgusting.
They only care about that phrase and that word and what it means when we're describing white men who commit atrocities and then get away with it.
Basically.
Like that kid, that Dylan Roof, I think is his name, that kid that like walked into a church in South Carolina and just shot a bunch of black people who were in their church. And they welcomed him in because it was church. And he just came in and fucking slaughtered everybody. The cops picked him up unscathed. They apprehended him. They put him in the car. Then they drove him to get, I think it was Burger King, because he was hungry.
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, I still can't get over Rittenhouse, to be honest with you. And I know that's a controversial one, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh, fuck those girls for that or whatever. There's a lot of people that live in my town that are on the side of that, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
So it's just cool to walk up to people and kill them.
But literally, like, change what that person looks like, and let me see your reaction then.
Yeah.
Like, keep the same energy.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
stop
that
being a
just
fucking
wouldn't
hypocrite.
happen.
You're racist. Stop being a hypocrite.
It makes me disgusted. every day am just ashamed is the only, like, I would say enraged, ashamed, and heartbroken. Did I say shamed?
You said and shamed, and it sounded like in shamed, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Because language.
You know what I meant.
Language is all made up. Everything's made up. Nothing matters. It's fine. But, yeah, no, this is like last episode when I was saying, like, I think people are evil.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
We're like not.
Yeah.
We're the worst thing that's ever happened to this planet.
Yeah. It's facts. It's facts. Like, Patrick and I talk about stuff like this all the time, and I said to him the other day, I kind of regurgitated your words while we were, like, having a conversation about something else. And I was like, yeah, but believe it or not, like, 2022 is the most progressive we've ever been, and how fucked up is that? Like, women just lost rights over their body. But it's the most progressive. Do you want to hear something? We're on number 4 of this list, and I'm already livid. Christmas is canceled.
I don't like Christmas. I never have. The last time I ever, like, gave a shit about, it's Christmas, presents, I was like 10.
Yeah.
I just dislike being around my extended family so much that it started to become like, oh, it's the time of year when, like, I have to be around all these fucking drunk fools. Now, I'm a drunk fool, but that's fine.
Well, like, we were talking about this the other day, and I don't know how to phrase this without, like, offending anybody that might be listening, because nothing was said and nothing has been said, and maybe it's on me for kind of, like, making an assumption, but considering where we live, and then considering some of my in-law families' beliefs, I know there's a lot of shit we disagree on, and quite a few things, like, I'm willing to see the other side of every coin. Like, I'm willing to debate and discuss if we have differences in opinion. There's a handful of things that I am not budging on, and those are things like homophobia, sexism, racism. You know what I mean? Like, things that I think we should all be on the same page as.
The, like, core values of, like, human rights. Yeah, I feel you on those. Those are non-negotiable for me.
So things like that, I am not willing to budge on.
Yeah.
So wrap that in with, believe it or not, I'm not a person who loves confrontation. I don't shy away from arguments. I certainly will confront somebody if necessary, and I'll fight a bitch if necessary. But I don't enjoy feeling uncomfortable because of something you've said. So we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, I think this is why I get so anxious when it comes to family gatherings, when it comes to big holidays, because there's all this pressure on me to sit in a room with a bunch of people that I wouldn't have anything to do with otherwise.
Right.
And either bite my tongue or get ready for a fight. And it's like, the response to that is like, well, you can say something. And I'm like, why do I have to be the one to change the way that I function because someone else is fucking ignorant? I don't have any problem speaking up, but why do I have to be the one that gets sweaty and anxious and worked up and upset because you're a fucking idiot?
Yeah.
You know, why do I have to move myself out of my comfort zone? And why do I have to put myself in a position? You know what I mean?
Like, why is your stupidity my responsibility somehow? Like, why do I have to explain something? I don't know how to tell you that you should care about other human beings.
I know. Like, I know. It's frustrating, but
I always say
I'm not even sure how we got on that tangent.
I always say, like, I've told my grandmother years ago, like maybe a decade ago at this point, because I'm old now, but I said something to her like, don't hate people for things that they can't help. People are born what they're born as, and you can't hate people for something that they can't change. You can hate people for being fucking ignorant. You can hate people for being fucking stupid, because read a fucking book for once and you won't be stupid.
It's like a choice, right? Mm-hmm. It's a choice. Mm-hmm.
Like, but there's a difference between stupidity and ignorance. Ignorance is literally like when you don't know any better. So like children are ignorant when they say stupid things because they just don't know. Yeah. But like stupidity is a choice. You choose to stay stupid, and all these fucking Republicans and conservatives, and it's like they take pride in being uneducated. They take pride. Mm-hmm. They think that like, oh, if you're college educated in any capacity, then you're like you're fucking liberal, blah blah blah. And it's just okay, so like I'm bad because I know more than you?
Because you went to school? Like, I don't get that one at all. But I can't say I've ever heard that one either, but I'm also not, like, shook or surprised that that's an opinion that's being pushed around. Yeah, I get really worked up about that stuff. I think, too, because of the state that I live in, I was going to say the minority. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, my opinion, which I find this disgusting because my opinion is just on the side of the right fucking thing to do. My opinion feels like it's marginalized. I'm outnumbered. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just shocking to me. Shocking to me. There's certain, like, I'm sorry, listeners, because, like, I'm leaving out so much, like, context. You're probably like, what? I feel like you can probably read between the lines as well. But there's just, like, certain words we don't say. There's certain words we don't say, right? You can probably think of, like, 3 words that we should not say. Why am I still hearing these words said? Dude, by straight white guys. Do you want to hear one excuse that I heard one time? I was dating this guy. Was not dating him after this. Okay. He would say the N-word with a soft A, right? Whatever, hard A, not the ER. Right. I don't have to paint this picture. He would say that, right? And I would say, please don't say that word.
Around me.
And he'd be like, no. Yeah, just please don't say that word. Like, don't say that word. Like, I don't understand the need to. I don't understand why some of these white people really need to say that word. I just don't get it.
They need to say that word because it helps them feel like better, superior to somebody else. So that's why they say any of those derogatory words, whether you're talking about the N-word or whatever, like the F-word, like everything, like all of that. All of that is just like, you are little.
I can't believe it still happens.
You're little, and I know you're little. And I know that you feel little because I hear you saying that word to make yourself feel bigger.
It must. I mean, I don't know. But the excuse was, it was a classic excuse that I'd never, it was almost like what do you call it? Like a white whale. Like, I'm aware that it existed, but I'd never seen it in real life. I've never heard someone use this excuse. We share a friend who's a person of color, and he said, such and such said I could. And I said, such and such doesn't speak for the
all
entire
of them.
Fucking black community.
Yeah, no shit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Plus, you don't need to, you just don't, I don't know.
Dude, okay, like, I totally get it, because I call myself a little bean dip burrito all the time because I'm Mexican-American and I love beans. And, like, I can call myself a little bean dip burrito if I want. I have one of those tortilla blankets. I literally am a little bean burrito. My dad used to call me pinto bean when I was a kid.
Oh my god, I love that nickname.
But if anybody, even if you're brown also, if anybody called me a bean dip burrito, I would throw hands so fucking fast, dude. Nobody's allowed to call me that. Like, that's my word for myself. Not. Like, what the fuck?
There's this, I think he's a podcaster. I'm not sure. He's absolutely hilarious. He's a gay man though, and he's bald, right? And he posted a TikTok the other day. He must have been like rewatching something that he was in, some video, and I don't know. It's just so funny. I'm sorry. So he's bald, and he's holding his microphone, and he's like talking to the side to the person like this, and he's waiting for them to respond, and he goes like this. So he like pretends to put hair behind his ear in a really like delicate way, but he's bald, like ass bald. And in his caption, he said, "I'm such a gay F word." And when I watched this video probably 6 times, I'm dying laughing. But obviously the F word's used there, which is one that makes me really, really, really uncomfortable. But in that context, first off, in that context, you are allowed to. I'm not going to police your word, right? But second off, it was funny, and again, it's the person that says it, so it's like someone who
context.
Yeah, a cis straight man sitting next to me couldn't say that sentence at that person because you can get the fuck away from me. But him saying, I wish the listeners could see this. Maybe I'll link it. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Ass bald with the hair, pushing his hair behind his ear, the non-existent hair. I died.
That is so
funniest thing I've ever seen.
Funny. I love that.
Let's get back to this list.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm getting sweaty and irritated.
My hands are sweaty, but that's because that bitches have sweaty hands. And stomach problems.
Okay. Number 4. I can't believe we're only number 4.
Oh my goodness.
The case of a Santa Claus burglary. This is in Alabama, so. A visit from Santa is usually a joyous occasion, especially when he's collecting for charity. A 22-year-old woman living in Birmingham thought that this was the exact scenario when a man dressed as Santa knocked on her door. Unfortunately, his intentions were much darker. He hit her in the face before attempting to rob her house. He fled the premises shortly after. Wow.
Can you imagine opening your door and Santa Claus fucking punches you in the face?
Okay, let me say, first off, the door wouldn't be opening. I'm not saying that I'm better than her for not opening the door. I just,
of course,
like,
not.
I could even know you, and if you haven't told me that you're coming over, I'm not answering the fucking door.
Same. Dude, 110%. I'm the same way. If I don't expect an Amazon package or a food delivery and somebody knocks at my door, I am not answering the fucking door. I'm not even going to the window to see who the fuck it is. You are not welcome here, sir. Or madam.
Yeah.
Or neither. Or either. Or both. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah, last year, when we were pregnant, it was 9 o'clock at night, which is the middle of the night for me, to be honest with you. We go to bed at like 7.
Because you're a grandma.
And yeah, we curl up and watch our true crime, and then I'm asleep by 10 at the absolute latest. I get up at like 5, you know.
You're crazy. You and I are literally on the opposite fucking spectrums, like sides of the spectrum there. I'm not conscious till noon most days.
Well, we have a baby, but we get up and work out at 6.
You've always been that way though. You don't really sleep
true.
much. You're like a fucking superhero or something. Like, you know how like Batman can take like 10-minute naps because during the day he has to be Bruce Wayne and then at night he has to be Batman.
Oh, I didn't even think about his sleep schedule.
Yeah, he takes cat naps. He takes bat naps.
Bat naps. I love that. Same Bruce. Me too.
So
anyway, so 9 o'clock at night, the doorbell rings. And if I was home alone, I wouldn't have ever dreamt of getting it, but I think we were both just kind of so shocked. And again, this is a lesson for everyone. Probably the reason that we opened the door was because it was a woman, petite woman, at the door, right? So looking back now, I'm like, well, first off, she could have had a gun. Second off, there could have been a man hiding. Third off, we weren't expecting. It's 9 o'clock at night. Who the fuck are you?
Have you seen The Strangers?
Yes, it's one of my favorites, actually. It's a good one.
Is Tamra home?
Yeah,
dude. It's disarming.
I get spooked.
Yeah, me too.
So anyways, so we answer the door, and both Patrick and I are there. And of course the dog's freaking out because there's a fucking intruder, and she's standing at the door and she's saying to Patrick, "Hey, is such and such there?" And he's like, "No." And I hear the name and I'm like, "Oh, they used to live here. They don't live here anymore."
Okay.
So I kind of come over. Patrick moves away from the door to calm the dog down, and I'm then standing at the door by myself talking to this person. And she's like, "Oh, well, do you know where he lives?" And I'm like, "No." "Do you have his number?" "No." "Well, can I come in and use your bathroom?"
No.
Well, can I come in and use your phone?
No.
And she's like, why not? And I'm like, because I don't know you. Right? And then I feel like I'm getting defensive. I'm like, I don't know you.
What the fuck? Why the fuck did you just show up at my door and I'm owing you an explanation for something?
Yeah.
Fuck right off.
Like, I'm giving you enough here, right? So her tone changes pretty quick with me. She starts to get this weird tone and she gets closer in the doorway as if she forgets that a man lives here. Like, sorry, ladies, like, we don't need men. But in this circumstance, like, I'm fucking pregnant. There's a stranger at the door. It's the middle of the night. When he's out of shot, she changes her energy and is like, let me in, basically.
Are you
so then
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you
So Patrick comes back and he's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, he puts his hand on her shoulder and, like, moves her back and is like, you need to leave. And she's like, oh, no. Like, I'm sorry, I was just. And then gets all feminine and sweet with him. And I'm like, you can go. Like, you just got aggressive and weird with me because you thought he was out of earshot and now you're going to be nice to him. Get the fuck off my doorstep.
I am fucking floored right now by this story. I can't even believe that happened to you. I am.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
The balls.
Oh, yeah.
The ovaries on that bitch, dude. Wow.
Honestly. And, like, I think she, like, I think about her face and the way that she was looking at me. She doesn't make eye contact. Her eyes stay up, like she's looking up.
That's so fucking
and I don't.
creepy.
It felt like drugs to me, right? Like, I'm not saying that she had like something wrong with her and it was like scary or whatever. It felt like drugs. Like, I've been around the block. I know what drugs look like. And that's what it felt like. But it was super small town. So of course I text the local bartenders and I'm like, did you guys happen to see or whatever this person? And my father basically was like, yeah, I had to fucking kick her out. Like, I threw her out by her backpack because she was acting like a fucking idiot.
And
I was like, well, good, I'm glad you did that. I'm gonna pretend that you did it for me. Even though you didn't.
Wow, that's crazy. That is so scary. Oh, gross.
Yeah. Very scary. There's no, especially like on my street, like I'll send you a Snapchat at night sometime. There's no street lights.
No, I can just tell by like you live in like a rural ass place. Like the fucking deer come and visit you like you're a fucking Disney princess. Like,
yeah, my little babies.
Yeah, it's so cool. But like, yeah, no, no. I don't like it.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it much either. Okay, so we're at number 5. We're halfway through, almost. The case of the most infamous Christmas bank robbery. This is in Texas. The crime is almost 100 years old, but it's still quite baffling. In fact, it's still considered to be one of the most notorious robberies in history. A man by the name of Marshall Ratliff walked into Cisco's First National Bank in a full Santa costume. Accompanied by 3 armed men, he was able to escape with the money, taking 3 girls hostage. Oh my god. His car ran out of gas shortly after, and he had to abandon his loot. He was arrested and sentenced to 99 years in prison, but an angry mob invaded the prison and lynched him. What? Interestingly enough, the above image was used in hopes of identifying. Okay, so you can't see the above image. It's literally a stock picture of a cartoon Santa. So I don't know what the fuck that was for.
Oh my god. See what I mean about humans being evil? Like, the moment you get into like mob mentality, it's like we're just gonna hang people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Mob mentality scares the shit out of me. I talk about that quite a lot too. I'm so scared of that.
We're literally sheep. We are long pig sheep.
Yeah. I mean, literally look at Hitler and the following he fucking had. Are you kidding me?
And still has, apparently.
Like, well, yeah, right? Ugh. Okay, I don't. That's like a whole other.
I can't go there right now.
No, I can't. Okay, 6. The case of the disorderly mall Santa. This is in New Hampshire. Sounds like these are all exclusively Santa.
This is so scary. I don't trust a motherfucker in red, okay?
No, I'm over Santa.
Oh.
It was 2005 when a 52-year-old man appeared at Rockingham Park Mall in a full Santa costume. For some reason or another, he decided it would be a good idea to drop his pants in front of everyone. Fortunately, he was wearing sweatpants underneath his costume. Nevertheless, he was arrested for disorderly conduct. Well, that's just a silly one.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not tea.
Dropping trow is not great, but he wasn't even, like, nude under, so he really didn't do anything.
Wasn't exposed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, if you whip your dick out in a mall in front of kids, you're arrested.
Yeah, no shit. If you whip your dick out anywhere, you get arrested for exposure.
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, that's why people get men or people who own penises, if they, like, whip them out to pee in the street and you get caught, like, that's that's like a sex offense, like, it's crime. Disorderly conduct or, like, exposure. Indecent exposure is what it is.
Yeah. I checked the local roster, like, all the time, and there was a guy in there for indecent exposure for the longest time, but I couldn't find anybody listening from my time's like, nosy bitch. Listen, you fucking do it too. I don't care. Like, if you check it every Monday because someone you know inevitably got fucking arrested over the weekend. But this one person was in there for the longest time for indecent exposure, and I could find no information on his case because when you see that charge, you kind of knee-jerk reaction to, oh my god, he flashed somebody. Mm-hmm. But he also could have peed in a park on his way home from the bar one night when nobody was in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways. Number 7. The case of the Italian Hall disaster. This was in Michigan. The 1913 Italian Hall disaster might have happened over a century ago, but it's a tale that continues to cause despair. It was Christmas Eve in Calumet, Michigan, when a group of striking mine workers and their families were gathered for a holiday. An unidentified person falsely yelled out, "Fire!" and the result was disastrous. In an effort to evacuate the building, 73 were killed due to the stampede that ensued. Oh my god.
This is like some Black Friday shit.
73 people died.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Like, a lot of people. For a stampede, I don't want to say like for a stampede, but like...
Well, no, that's just scary.
There was a really bad stampede recently over Halloween in, was it Thailand?
Oh, I don't know.
It was really bad.
That's fucked up.
Oh, it was bad. 73 is a really high number. That's awful. For a joke, they'd never find the person.
Oh my god.
Well, you, I'm sure, are sleeping with your fucking conscience because that's disgusting. You should have came forward. Just saying. If you're listening to this, even though it was in 1913,
he's listening to it on his phonograph.
Number 8, the case of the most unusual Christmas gift. This is in Louisiana. Parents can sometimes be at a loss when it comes to finding the perfect gift for their children. A man in Seidel thought he would have the perfect solution. According to police reports, he robbed a pet store, taking the cash register and a couple of snakes. When he was asked by the police why he committed the crime, he said it was for his son's Christmas present. Yikes. If you had not have taken the register, maybe, not that I'm like making the rules, but maybe I could smack my gavel and say not guilty, but the theft of the cash register kind of makes it something else.
Yeah, it's also that thing I can't stand. We're about to fight right now. Like when people use their kids as like excuses for things.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't. Like when people at work are like, I can't work this day because my kids blah 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 blah. I don't give a fuck.
No, I totally agree with you.
Not
even
my fault.
Before I had kids and currently right now when I have kids, like there's some people that I work with that do the same and get a schedule wrapped around their kids or whatever, and it's like, why am I being basically punished because I've been able to not have a child? Why do I have to work extra because the rest of the team can't pull the weight? And I saying that being a mother now, I don't regret that opinion. I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like if you were, like I know kids get sick and stuff comes up, it's difficult.
Yeah, but you're like Batman. You are like asleep for 10 minutes a day and you have a podcast and you work a job and you design nails and you sew things and you have a baby. Like
I think if I took on a responsibility of supporting another team at an establishment where it was my responsibility to be somewhere for certain shifts, then that's on me and it's on no one else.
Okay.
So, like, if I picked up shifts bartending somewhere in town, I would have to be very clear about what I can and can't do from the jump.
Yeah, of course.
Like, there's no new shit, you know, like, oh, no, sorry, I know I'm usually scheduled on Tuesdays, but I can't do it because something da-da-da-da-da.
Or, like, because I don't have children and other people get, like, time off for holidays when I don't. It's, like...
Not fair.
Why? Just because, I mean, I don't have a family that I'm gonna go visit and I don't care about Christmas, but still, like, I'm still a fucking person who likes to take time off.
Yeah, you're still a person, and that's like the beginning. That's like period, beginning and the end of it.
It's not my fault that you had somebody spray their beans inside you, and then you pussy pooped a fucking screaming, crying, pooping baby. Like, that's not my fault.
Exactly.
That was not my choice.
At the place I worked at in New York, it was like basically anyone who had kids, except for a couple of people. I have a theory. I'm not going to say it because they might listen to this, but basically my theory is the white people got to have Christmas off if they had kids, because I noticed the girls that were working were not white and they had kids. I was like, well, why are you working? Because you have kids. And I thought it was the fucking thing to have to get like the day off if you didn't have kids. And she'd be like, I don't know.
Wow. I believe it. I believe it. I think I know too. I think I know too.
But I thought that was bullshit. It was like, well, just because, like, who's to say that I don't want to go to the bar and get shit-faced on the 25th of December because...
Yeah, if like, that's how you celebrate Christmas, then that's your Christmas.
Yeah. I thought that was bullshit.
I'm thoroughly enraged.
I know, me too. We're on number 9. We're almost there. Okay. The case of the stolen baby Jesus. This is in Florida, so it's going to be good, I'm sure. A stolen baby Jesus from a nativity scene in its all too common Christmas crime. I read that wrong. I'm gonna play through because I'm not even sure what that was supposed to say. One case, which happened in Florida in 2007, was particularly unusual. When an 18-year-old woman from Florida stole the ceramic figure, she assumed her crime would go unpunished. Little did she know that the figure was actually rigged with a GPS system, and the cops quickly found out about her shenanigans. It's hard to tell what's more disturbing, the crime of stealing the baby, it wasn't a baby, come on, or the assumption that the figure would need a GPS monitor in the first place. I'm really sorry about this, but that's something that I would have done. I would have done that, and I would have got fucking arrested. I
need to claim that snort. That was mine. Usually it's you that snorts when you're laughing on the pod, but that one was me. I'm laughing so hard because I went to a private Catholic college, Manhattan College, in New York City, and fuck you guys, the Jaspers suck. Anyway, because it was a Catholic school, in front of the chapel, they would have the nativity scene every Christmas, and there was one year, I think I was a junior or a senior, and somebody stole the fucking baby Jesus out of the nativity scene. And the school put flyers up, like, and sent emails out to all the students, like, whoever took the baby Jesus, please bring it back.
Did it ever turn up? Probably
yeah,
not.
It turned up right away after.
It did?
I'm sure some stupid ass fucking took it when they were drinking, like drunk on campus, and like took it and then fucking realized the next day that they had it. They just put it back.
I'm not proud of this, but I feel like that's something I absolutely 100% would have done, and then also absolutely 100% wouldn't have returned because it would have been so funny. Looking back, 100% agree. I would not do that.
I feel like I would do it more now. Like when it happened. More likely to do it. When it happened, I thought it was so funny, and I was pissed that I didn't think of it myself.
Let's take a trip to New York and do it again. There's probably a GPS in it. Actually, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll get arrested.
I mean, would I get arrested if I was just like, it's a prank, I was going to bring it back?
Well, this chick in Florida got arrested.
Yeah, but she's also Floridian, so like you just deserve to be in jail, I think. Just kidding.
You're born with a rap sheet if you're born in Florida. Like immediately you're just born a felon.
Yep. That's how that works.
You're born with a switchblade and a criminal record.
Ouch. Cesareans, all of those, I guess.
Okay, number 10. The case of the intoxicated Saint Nick. This is from South Carolina as well, I believe. There's a little star next to South Carolina, but when I scroll down, there's no explanation as to... You know the way sometimes there's like a little star and then it has like, you know, why beneath it? Anyways. Volunteering to drive a Christmas float for a local holiday parade is a generous act. There's no T at the end of that. That is, until alcohol is factored into the mix. A man from South Carolina was drinking while driving a float, only meant to go a few miles per hour. Oh my god. Speeding at nearly 60 miles per hour, he was charged with intoxicated driving, open container, and a few more charges for his horrifying behavior.
Wow.
That's wild. I'm like, kind of gross, not grossed out, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, uncomfortable with that one because there's been quite a few crowd driving situations like this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, number 11. The case of the crazed shoppers. This is in New York. Black holiday deals can be motivation for braving the crowds and waiting in ridiculously long lines, but sometimes things can get a little out of hand. Nowhere was that truer than the Green Acres Mall in 2008, when hundreds were waiting for the doors to open with the promise of holiday savings. This crowd quickly turned into a mob, busting through the glass doors and trampling over an employee. And the most disturbing part, when it was announced that the employee had been killed, many shoppers continued shopping, complaining that they had been waiting in line all night. Fuck every single one of you.
Capitalism is the devil, I told you.
Fuck every single one of you for that. Someone fucking died because of your greed. Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck every single one of you.
Fucking...
I'm furious at that. Their family had to mourn them over the holiday season because you needed to go shopping.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
That's the same thing with, like, Black Friday. Like, remember all those, like, viral videos back in the day that would be, like, people, like, fucking stampeding into the stores and shit? It's just, like, is stuff really that important to you? Like, materials, like, stuff is really important to you, because I want to spend my money on booze and food.
Yeah, experience.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I get, like, the shopping thing. Like, I do like, I like style, I like fashions, like styling things, like getting stuff for the house. And so I like buying stuff like that. Am I running in a crowd anywhere? Absolutely fucking not.
Am I running? Ever? No.
That's exactly my point. Running in a crowd towards something like shopping like that, like some type of greed-driven act of running in a crowd like that, I'm cringing. I could never. The closest I could get to that would be like, you know, when you're at a concert and you want to get like to the like as close to the stage as possible, and you all kind of like surge and like run. That's about as close.
Yep.
As I'd ever get to that behavior.
Bitch,
but I'm also probably not going to do that.
Bitch, the only time I'm ever okay with being in a crowd of people is at a concert.
Yeah.
Nowhere else, anywhere else, do I ever want to be around a bunch of people.
Absolutely disgusting. I have 2 more, and I also have a child she's like, I'm done with this nap.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bust these last 2 out.
All right.
She can wait a minute. Number 12. The case of the stolen Christmas trees. This is in Oregon. When the economy tanked in 2008... Oh, when was this article? Many families had to get creative with making do with a little less over the holidays. Others turned borderline criminal. In Oregon, for example, policemen in Portland caught a man dragging his stolen Christmas tree down the street at 3 a.m. That sounds a little more like drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does. Sounds like a meth head type deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I've also done something like this. Not meth.
You should. I don't know if you saw my face when you said I've done something like this, and I'm like, what? Not math. Thank you for clarifying.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. In high school, we were all waiting for the bus, and there must have been like a windstorm or a storm or something, and there was a really, really large tree branch on the pavement by the bus stop. It was big enough to be classified as a small tree. And I thought it would be hilarious to try and take it onto the bus. And the bus driver wasn't having any of it. He was like, no. And bear in mind, I'm in my school uniform. All my friends are in their school uniform. And you're not supposed to, like, misbehave when you're in a school uniform because you're supposed to be, like, representing the fucking school.
It's your gang that you're in. You're representing.
I guess. I didn't give a fuck. And this was just stupid. Like, I'm not saying, like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was some cool kid. This was just stupid. This was, like, the level of stupid shit that I would do trying to get this fucking tree on the bus. And the bus driver was like, you're not bringing that on. And I was like, what are you talking about? I have to get it home. It's really, really fucking important. Like, why can't I bring my tree on the bus? This is discrimination. Like, I should be allowed to do whatever. And there's people waiting to get on the bus. There's people on the bus. The bus is busy, waiting to go home or whatever. And I'm just holding them all up. And this guy that I knew stands up and comes over and takes the tree off, throws it off. And he's like, get on the fucking bus, you're being stupid. Plot twist. I lost my virginity to that guy.
You know why?
Not the same day.
Because he told you what to do. That's why you were like, oh, I need that, daddy.
He's the fucking worst, actually.
Yeah, they usually are the people you lose your virginity to.
I'm gonna tell you, well, so while I was living in New York, was the year that Trump got elected into presidency, and I had quit drinking like 3 or 4 days prior to this election. I was trying to quit drinking. So the night of the election, I wake up the next day, all my stuff is missing, my phone's broken. I had got drunk. So I like posted on Facebook or something saying, you think you're having a really strong week. And then, how did it go? It was something like, you think you're having a really good week, you know, being really good and sober, and then Trump gets elected into presidency, and you break your phone, you've spent all your money on booze, and you have the worst hangover, and whatever. It was something just silly like that. It wasn't actually specifically an anti-Trump post, but I could see how you could take it that way. This guy comments, fuck up, you whore. And I just laughed at it. Like, bear in mind, this guy took my virginity. That's a story for another time. That was traumatizing.
Virginity is a construct. It was just the first time your pussy got popped. Virginity is a construct. It's not real. Yeah.
Excuse me. It in itself was just a terrible, terrible, terrible experience. Yeah. But the fact that he lashed out so aggressively and then blocked me so I couldn't say anything, I was like, first off, I wasn't coming for Trump on that. There's plenty of things I could have said, but I didn't. I thought it was quite mild considering the circumstances. And also, way to fucking prove yourself for what you are. Thank you so much. Because you've just outed yourself as a fucking angry, ignorant, fucking piece of shit. Beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I bet he had a little dick.
Fuck up, you whore.
All right, I will.
That's what he said.
I'll fuck up your life, my life, everybody's life.
Oh, fuck up's like Irish slang for shut up. So like,
no,
fuck up.
I figured that, but like, for me, not being Irish, it's like, fuck up, you whore. Fuck up, you whore. I love that because it's like, bet, max bet. Maximum bet.
Max bet.
I will fuck up. And you know what? I'm not a whore. I'm a slut. There's a difference.
Yeah, I think there is a difference.
Whores get paid. I just do it for gratification.
And satisfaction.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, 13. So actually, I don't know how to count. These are our last two. And she's on her belly. So I'm gonna blast through this a little bit.
All right.
13. The case of the terrorized Frosty Float, Ohio. Finally, one that's not Santa. The fact that the victim of a brutal Christmas stabbing happened to be a giant Frosty Float somehow doesn't make it any less disturbing. The perpetrators were 2 teenagers in the Coleraine... Oh, sorry. I thought it was Coleraine, like where I went to school. No, it's Coleraine, not with an E, Township area in Ohio. They violently attacked with a knife the 12-foot figure in a resident's yard. Wait, what did I just say?
I don't know.
They violently attacked with a knife the 12-foot figure in a resident's yard.
Okay.
Fortunately, the two were caught on videotape having committed this crime repeatedly and were eventually arrested and fined. Not really that big of a deal. 14. The case of the Santa break-in. This is Washington. If you're dressed as Santa Claus and plan on committing a robbery, it only makes sense to come in through the chimney, right? This less than foolproof logic was used by a man in Seattle as he attempted to rob a house. Before any real crime was committed, he actually got stuck in the chimney and had to be helped out by the fire department. The confused criminal claimed he was just trying to retrieve his backpack, and the story didn't fly with the police. They sentenced him to 17 months in prison.
Wow.
Amazing.
Don't break into people's houses.
No, through the chimney? What did you fucking think was gonna happen? That's not, you can't do that.
Yeah, there's like, what's that thing called? The flue? There's like things in there that you have to like open to even use the fireplace. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think it's like a straight through like that. I don't think you can just break in. That's ridiculous.
I love that.
That's your morning brew.
Thank you so much. I feel awake. I mean, I did literally wake up 10 minutes before we had to jump on this call. But I feel caffeinated by that morning brew.
Are we tastefully enraged?
Baby, I'm always enraged. Always. It's just like the baseline of my life. Like.
Well, let's take a quick break before Who the Fuck Are You?
Okay.
Locked in, don't wanna let me get out. I'ma put you on a bitch, you gotta sit out.
Listeners, I have a warhead on my mic. So I'm really sorry if every so often you hear me just smacking my fucking lips.
Yum, I love that.
ASMR. Sorry if you're like me and you have that phobia of hearing people eat, though. Mesnophobia, I think it's called. I can't hear people eat. It makes me cringe.
Have you been listening to the It's Always Sunny podcast?
No, but I've been rewatching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, apparently Glenn Howerton, who plays Dennis, they bring that up a lot on the podcast, how he just fucking hates the sound of like people chewing loudly.
That
he
makes
fucking
sense
hates
to
it.
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You are full Dennis
Who's your
Reynolds.
favorite?
Charlie Day.
I think Charlie Day. Okay, that's a good one because I like him. He's just Charlie. Like I love
him. Like I love Charlie Day. Like I would steal him from his wife in a heartbeat if I could even try. Like I would try because
he's amazing.
I just think that he's so talented and endearing and just funny. Yeah. He's sexy.
Hilarious.
I love his face.
Effortlessly funny.
Yeah, and effortlessly hot. Like
Yeah.
Charlie Day, if you're listening. What's up, baby? What's up, baby?
Mary, I'm on your side, but she will steal your husband.
Mary Elizabeth, I'm
Mary
sorry.
Elizabeth, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm so jealous of you.
You guys would be a cute throuple.
Oh,
you
fuck
know?
Yeah, I'd get down on some Mary Elizabeth too.
Yeah, she's stunning.
She is.
I love her, and she's hilarious in her own right as well.
Fuck yeah! Have you seen Santa Clarita Diet?
Yeah, I really like
I
that
love
show.
that show. I fucking hate when Netflix has like a great show and then it gets canceled like 3 or 4 seasons in, and I'm like, why? And it fucking ended on a cliff note, and like that's it.
Yeah, like we don't have answers.
I don't like that.
Charlie used to be my favorite. Well, Rob McElhenney was my favorite because I had a crush on him. But then in the later seasons, I really felt like, sorry guys, if you're listening, we're big fans. And this is constructive criticism, okay? I feel like Mac was one of the funniest ones, right? In the earlier seasons. But then come the later seasons when Dee, Dennis, and Charlie really all individually were so funny and had their niche of like what kind of funny they were. Mac kind of was floundering, and I feel like grabbing onto is he gay, is he not gay, the religious thing, it was kind of like grabbing at straws to like find where his identity lay in the comedy world. Sorry, that's not like shade, but
No.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So Dennis is my favorite because he's a fucking psycho.
He's a
like that car scene
psychopath. You dumb
with
bitch!
the wrath
You bitch! Yeah.
and his
when
tools.
he's out
I need my tools.
Oh,
That
that's
kills me.
Hilarious. I know. I love him. I had written a paper about them once in college and about the show because I was taking a TV class, and I had read that they love writing for Dennis because it's just fun to like push that like psychopathy like envelope for them.
Yeah, like, is he a rapist? And why is that funny?
He absolutely is. That is absolutely correct, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Little miss.
It's amazing. Did you ever watch Dee's show? Did we talk about that? The
I
Mac?
have not. I think it's the Mick. And I have
The Mick,
and I
sorry.
have not seen it. No, but she's fucking hilarious
good.
too. She's hilarious. Like,
That show's really good, and the rest of the characters in the show are also really good. It's really nice to see Dee with like the guys, because I know that she's funny.
Caitlin
Obviously.
Olsen, she's amazing. She's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Sometimes she carries the show too. Like, we started over from season 1, like with the baby, because it's time for her to get some fucking culture.
But has she seen Star Wars yet?
No.
You know what?
I think we're just gonna have to say
You're gonna have to wait for me to get there because
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it to her because fuck you. You're dropping the ball hardcore on that, and I will sit there and watch the original trilogy with her.
she can have an Auntie John Day, and you guys can just do Star Wars
Yeah, you
all
and
day.
Patrick can fuck off and go have a date or something, and I'm gonna chill with the baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a plan.
I'm totally doing that.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
You fucking better, because that's gonna happen. I promise. And I don't make promises lightly.
Dang, it sounds more like a threat.
It is,
Like a promise.
bitch, it is a threat. Listeners, you can't see me right now, but I'm ready to throw hands. It is a threat.
The passion, the grip
Oh,
that
Star Wars
that
has
movie has
on
on
me,
you.
that franchise.
Mhm.
Princess Leia is the only princess I ever cared
It's,
about.
I was gonna say it's Fisher.
Mhm.
It's Carrie Fisher,
Also, Han Solo.
your mother.
Love me some Han Solo.
What's his name? Dennis Quaid? God, I don't know anybody.
It's Harrison Ford. Dennis Quaid is despicable.
Same thing.
No, it's not. I'm fucking offended right now. We haven't even gotten to who the fuck are you, and I'm fucking offended right now.
Who the fuck are you? Trash.
Who the fuck are you? You have who the fuck are you? Because I have some questions, but
I have a really fun one.
Okay.
So do you remember the other day when I texted you and I said, type into TikTok woman.
Oh my
and
God,
then type into
yes,
TikTok
okay.
man.
I typed into
Yeah.
TikTok man, and I just took a screenshot.
That's what I did. Okay, so listeners, let me explain what we're doing. So I don't actually know like how viral this went or whatever, but I came across a TikTok that said, TikTok guesses what kind of man or woman you're into, like what your type is, if you just type woman or man into the search bar and then kind of look at the guesses. What do you call it? Like
the suggested.
What are they called? Yeah, the suggestions. So I told John Day, run and do this. Type in man, take a screenshot. Type in woman, take a screenshot, and we're going to tell you guys what TikTok thinks our type in men and women is.
Oh, are you ready? This is so funny. Can I tell you?
Yeah, I think we should start with women just because from like the men ones are funnier.
Okay. Well, I didn't do women and screenshot it, so let me just actually open up TikTok real quick and search women.
I'm sipping my peppermint tea.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Women in birthday suit.
Oh my god.
Smash. I would click on that. Women with tibby? What the fuck is a tibby?
Tibby.
Tibby.
All right, I'm gonna look it up. What's Tibby? Oh, does it mean titty? Like, is it a way to spell titty? Because Urban Dictionary says Tibby is a beautiful Southern belle who enjoys boys, booze, parties, and a little bit of trouble.
That sounds. Am I a Tibby? I mean, I'm not from the South, but
I think that might be part of it.
Oh shit! It went away.
I think you have to.
Okay. Women for you.
Okay.
Women self-pleasure.
TikTok.
Women kissing. Women empowerment.
Yes. Yes.
Women weightlifting. Women over 40. Women's fitness. And women written by men. Those are all my suggested results.
I'm confused. That last one. Women written by men.
Like
okay, I'm
when
gonna
there's
read
an
you
author, who writes women characters. Okay, your turn, and then I'll do the men.
I have a lot of similar ones. So I got women with Tibby, women in birthday suit, and women written by men as well.
Mm-hmm.
Check this site. Oh my god. Okay. Women hygiene tips. Women for you. Women kissing. Okay. Women referee World Cup.
Ooh.
Women break feeding babies. I'm pretty sure it was meant to say breast, but I don't think you can say like breast on TikTok. So women break feeding babies. Okay. That's not a just a woman feeding her baby. Yeah. Everybody needs to stop with that. Women self-pressure probably means self-pleasure. And this one's my favorite. This one's incredible. Women that can end you.
Ooh. I would totally suggest that for you.
Yeah. That's my type for sure. Women that can end you.
I like that. That's me.
I'm looking at the one that I got from men.
Me too. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm sorry. Men with jiggly dumpy. Is that one of yours too?
No.
That's the first fucking.
Women with jiggly No, not women. Sorry.
Men with jiggly dumpy is what it is. Okay, I don't know what the fuck this means. Men with brackets, legs.
Okay, I got that one too. I don't know what that is.
I don't get it. Brackets, like parentheses, like quotes.
I don't.
Like.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I was trying to think of a word that maybe it was like misspelt. So like brackets. I don't know what that one means.
Men with BPD.
I got that one too. What is that? Is that bipolar?
No, it's borderline personality disorder.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, not KKK. Sorry, just 2 Ks, not 3.
Never 3, just 2, the most. Men in gray sweatpants.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I got that one.
And then the next one is.
Oh, this is like bingo.
Yeah, I know, right? And then the next one is Mendiola Originals. Shout out to Sandra, my bestie, because she is just coming up on the thing because her last name is Mendiola.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Love you, Sandra. And then...
Love you, Sandra.
I love this one. Men on their knees.
Men on their knees. Yeah. Okay.
Men in corsets. Love that.
Oh, I'm into that. Yeah, I'm
that.
really, like, from a fashion perspective, I'm really into men's corsets. I've never really been into menswear, but because my style has developed to include a lot of masculine pieces, I kind of by proxy. I'm also, like, as a designer, really, I just want to throw away the menswear, women's wear, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing.
Clothing does not have a fucking gender.
Exactly.
I wear men's shoes. I wear men's hoodies. Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but specifically, like, masculine men in corsets.
Fuck me up all
I'm
day.
really, really into it.
Yeah.
I'm really into it.
I was 15 the first time I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it awoke something inside me.
Yeah, that movie's so iconic just for the style
it's
alone.
Cult classic. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Men during ovulation.
I think I have that one too. I do.
Men with long hair. And you're gonna die. You're gonna die at this last one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Men with fat thighs. So
Like
it starts with men with jiggly dumpy, and it ends with men with fat thighs.
Jiggly Dumpy is the best.
I
thing I've
fucking
ever
like
heard.
when you told me to do that, and I did it in that moment. I just searched and then screenshotted it. I
Yeah.
fucking lost my mind. Jiggly dumpy.
I haven't looked at this since we said that. That was like a week ago. Okay, let's see what I got. I got men with brackets legs, men with BPD, dyslexic, and I got the ovulation one and the gray sweatpants one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those just must be like the most searched things.
Yeah, men in gray sweatpants is a thing because you can see their dick. That's all it is.
I like when I can see the outline of a dick through like regular pants.
Yeah.
Not the gray sweatpants.
I think just when you can see it all.
I'm not into sweatpants. She says that she's wearing her only pair of sweatpants, but
I live in them. A jogger. I love them. I do a jogger with like a small tank top. So I like to go
cute.
either.
You look so cute. You look like Gwen Stefani when you do shit like that. Like,
ooh,
I love that.
Thank you. Ooh, oh yeah, I love myself. Okay, what kind of men am I into? Let's see. Men who love big women.
Into it.
Men that worship you.
Yes.
Okay. Men begging and whimpering. No.
I subsist off of male tears, so I get that.
Men who dominate. Okay, yeah. This one's my favorite one. This is the best one. This is up there with Jiggly Dumpy. Men wiping it on anything nearby. What?
Wiping what? Do I want to know? I probably want to know.
It just says men wiping it on anything nearby. That's the entire search.
I don't even want to know what those TikToks are. Like, I don't even want to know.
I don't know either.
I don't.
Actually, shout out to our TikTok right now because maybe at some point this week, John Day and I will complete the search and post our findings of what we find under these searches, specifically Jiggly Dumpy and wiping it and everything nearby. So follow us over there if you haven't already because I think we might have some fun with that this week.
That's fucking hilarious. That's what are we on there? Just the Bad Brew?
The Bad Brew.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking
That's
hilarious.
it. Jiggly Dumpy wins. That's the best.
Dude, that was my
I want to
first
get
result.
Jiggly Dumpy tattooed on my arm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you wanted to tattoo it on your
Jiggly Dumpy.
on your Jiggly Dumpy.
Is that a butt?
Yeah, your dumpy. That's your butt.
Oh yeah. Okay, Jiggly Dumpy.
It's like
Yeah.
It's your dumpster, you know.
Yeah, dump truck. Okay, yeah. I'm getting it tattooed. I have to.
The only tattoo I want anywhere near my ass is I'd really like a tattoo of like the fake vampire fangs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want that.
Like the clip,
the like mouth
ones that you get from like the dollar store.
Yeah, those. I
like
want
that. I've
that,
seen
and then I want it to say "Vampires will never hurt you" around it, which is one of my favorite My Chemical Romance songs. So I want that.
Well, if you don't have it by the next time I see you, maybe I could give it to you.
Yes,
That could be fun.
absolutely. I'm definitely getting tattoos from you for sure.
Yay!
You can cover this up.
What is it? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm skilled enough at cover up, but we could probably turn it into something else.
It's so fucking faded. But
yeah, I could figure out something.
I'll figure it out.
You could get Jiggly Dumpy. I'm just kidding.
I don't have to advertise it. It's already advertising itself.
Jiggly
My
Dumpy.
Jiggly Dumpy.
You know what? We could come up with a cute design that plays off Jigglypuff, which I believe is your favorite Pokemon, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Do I remember that?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Yay! So like Jiggly Dumpy, but it's Jigglypuff.
And it's like Jigglypuff, like giving you like showing you,
giving you ass, like butt cheek,
yeah, like showing you,
up.
showing you cake. Jiggly Dumpy.
Okay.
Oh, I think we did it.
Jiggly Dumpy.
TM.
That's cute.
That's ours.
TM.
That's ours.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll design it and we'll put it on merch.
I love that. Okay. I have some questions.
I'm so ready.
All right. What was the first concert you ever went to?
Shania Twain.
Are you serious? Dude, that came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that.
I know. Considering I'm a metalhead,
that's fucking hilarious. I'm sure she was amazing.
I was really young, so I don't really remember, but I know that at the time, like when you're a kid, you're kind of into whatever music your guardian or your parents into, or like if you have older siblings. I didn't have any older siblings that lived with me, so mom was into like that country woman, kind of music. It was usually women. She listened to a lot of women stuff, which, that's great.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So Shania Twain was my first ever concert.
I'm trying to think. What was my first ever concert? Oh, I know what my first ever concert was. It was Street Scene 2007? 2006? I can't remember. But it was the one where I got tickets to that festival because I wanted to see My Chemical Romance. And they ended up canceling because Gerard and the drummer at the time, Bob, and I think one more of them, I think it was Ray, or maybe it was Frank, I don't know, but they got severely injured making the music video for Famous Last Words. Like, Bob Breyer had like second or even third degree burns from like the fire that's behind him in the music video. And, and Gerard like sprained something, like an ankle.
I love the commitment.
And I'm just like, no, I don't. I was.
You know what? It's crazy to me that that's the second time, or the first time, and not the last time.
No, the last time was at fucking When We Were Young, and I got canceled because of the wind. It really was like,
I had a theory that was gonna, that festival was gonna fall through.
But
I did.
But they had the other days. It was just that first day that I had tickets for that got canceled.
Oh, it was just the rain cloud was just on you, just following you around.
Bitch. That day was insane, dude. Emma came to town. We were like running around the city trying to find other shows. Like, it was the worst day of my life. And I'm really glad she was here because I don't know what the fuck I would have done without her emotional support that day. Thank you, Emma.
Yeah, shout-out Emma.
Love Emma.
Love Emma. She's a cool chick.
She's the best. And so that was the first concert I went to. So I got to see a lot of other bands that I did like at the time, but I was there to see My Chem, and they canceled on me.
Your first one was a cool one. My first one's so like cringy and embarrassing.
Well, that's because your mom took you. I had to.
Yeah.
I was already. No, I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. My actual first concert was My Chemical Romance here in Vegas when I was 13.
Oh.
Because what I was explaining, that street scene, happened when I was in high school. Yeah. Yeah? No, street scene was first. Then I saw them out here in Vegas.
Okay.
Then I saw them at Bamboozle Left in high school. So, never mind. I'm stupid. Okay. Sorry. Bye.
So you have seen them?
I've seen them 3 times.
Oh, that's everything.
Yeah, it is.
The only. So I can't tell you what the first show was that I went to, like, as an adult by myself without a parent, because I used to go to gigs all the time, like every weekend,
like backyard shows,
weekdays. Yeah, I would go to whatever gig was going on. Yeah, but I do know that I've seen Skrillex more times than I can even count, because he used to go to my favorite club in Belfast. He used to go to the Stiff Kitten. It's now closed. But he used to be there all the time, and small venue.
Emo.
Really cool. Before he was like big.
Emo Corey Feldman.
Who's Corey Feldman?
We were just talking about the Goonies last time, and you don't know who Corey Feldman is?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought that Dennis Quaid was Harrison.
I can't.
What was his name?
Harrison Ford. Bitch, I can't with you right now. I'm mad again.
What's your next question?
Have you ever kept a journal?
Yes, I used to journal 24/7 all the time. My journals weren't just like, Dear Diarrhea. It was like...
Dear Diarrhea.
It was like sketches, songs. I used to write songs. I really wanted to start a band, so I would like kind of sketch out me in the band with like my other band members.
That's so cute.
I just wanted to be...
I want to see one of those illustrations. I wonder if you like manifested me.
I think I got rid of it because I was so embarrassed. I think I got rid of all. I never kept any of that stuff.
Right.
I have manic episodes where I throw everything away in the house, even if it's sentimental, and I regret it later.
I'm too sentimental for that. I can't throw things
I
away.
refuse to be ran or controlled by a fucking inanimate object.
You know what?
So if I have something, I have to throw it away.
You know what? I've realized that I really am into rituals, and I'm really into relics. So to me, like, objects hold meaning that like you put in them. So for example,
I agree.
Yeah, for example, like my grandparents went to Michoacan in Mexico like a couple months ago, and my grandparents are 76 and 77, you know, they're like getting up there. So my grandfather is originally from Michoacan, and when my grandma before they went on the trip, she was like, you know, we're gonna go to Michoacan. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, you're gonna stay with his family? And she was like, yeah. And I was just like, wow. And she goes, it's the last time your grandfather's gonna ever go home.
Oh, wow.
And I, like, sometimes my grandmother is very, like, brutal with her rhetoric, but she's not wrong. Gee, I wonder where I get it from.
Yeah.
And she, like, in saying that, like, this is the last time your grandfather is gonna go home, she brought me back these ceramic, like, decorative cats. One is black and one is white. And she was like, they came in pairs of just white and just black, and I asked the merchant if I could take one of each color. And he thought about it for a second, he said, yeah. Like a yin-yang kind of. Because one of them is posed like sitting up, and the other one's like posed like arching its back. So they're different.
It's wild that they wouldn't come like that, the way that she wanted to buy them.
Right.
You know, one black, one white, and different poses.
And yeah, she brought them to me, and to me, like, I have them displayed in my kitchen. Those to me are relics. They're special. They're magical. There's love and there's purpose and there's intention in those objects that she brought home to me, like, from her trip in Mexico on the last trip of my grandfather's life. He's still with us, but you know.
Yeah, those are everything.
Like,
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like, I'm so sentimental about stuff like that because I love an object.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same, and that's why I've started forcing myself to throw things away, because, like, if I don't, I'll literally be the Little Mermaid with the cavern full of bullshit that means something to me,
but is worthless
like, I have to
everybody else.
Well, it's not even that, because, like, I don't look at things and then put, like, a price tag value. It's not, like, worth like that. Like, I don't throw everything away. Like, I have plenty of stuff. I'm trying to look around for an example, but I don't have one for you right now. But, like, I know that I keep some things. I don't know, but I've just, like, started. It's just been the past few years, because it got to the point where, because I've moved so much too, and I think my mind is like, at the drop of a hat, I might have to move, and I don't want to have to pack everything up. So, like, all my sentimental shit is, like, in one, you know, I try and keep it in one thing. Yeah. Patrick's like you too. He holds on to relics.
Bitch,
like,
when I had my first boyfriend in high school, I kept the chewed, used piece of gum that he disposed of in my bathroom. Like, he put it on the sink because we took a shower for the first time together. I kept that piece of gum. Fucking ridiculous.
Did you sniff it?
No, I just kept it in a heart-shaped box that I had. Not my pussy, an actual box that was shaped like a heart. I still have the box. I still have that, but I got rid of.
Do you have like any of his teeth or?
No. No.
Are you sure?
That's
not very
no.
For legal purposes, no.
No, I don't have anybody's teeth. I did find my own baby teeth in my mom's stuff once, and that was a horrifying experience.
Oh, I'm gonna keep Wednesdays. I'll send you some.
Okay. I want to make jewelry with them. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
you make me
teeth.
some jewelry with it.
Okay, yeah.
No, because like I found them, she had them just like in some like decorative like champagne flute. And I remember like I was like 3 or 4 and I remember like looking and being like like scared.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't 3 or 4. I had to have been older if I lost teeth already.
Yeah,
I was
probably.
like 6 or 7, but I just remember like seeing my teeth and being freaked out by them because I didn't know that they were teeth, but I was looking at them and then I realized they were my teeth.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
like a part of your body.
Yeah, it's like I fucking just knew it when I looked
I
at
have a story for you.
Yes, give it to me.
Okay. So my mom, for the longest time, mom's the same. Mom's moved around a lot, so she's lost a lot of really sentimental things. And she used to keep a lock of one of my curls because I had curly ginger hair when I was a kid. And she kept a lock after my first haircut, and she had it like taped in a book. I'm not sure where she kept it. But that, amongst other things that she's had for a long time, just gets lost when you move all over the place.
For sure.
So, about 6 years ago, when I was here visiting her I would have been living in Vegas. So I was up here visiting her from Vegas, and it was back in my real heavy drinking days. And I stumble back into her apartment, and I'm sleeping on the couch, and I thought it would be a really cute idea to cut off a lock of my hair and put it in one of her books on her bookcase and kind of like, it's like a surprise later on and be like, whatever, there's a lock in my hair or something like that if she came across that book. So cut to like 2 years later, and she's moving out of that place and she's got like a new place. I find out that fucking apartment was furnished. So those books were not hers.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know what happened to that lock of hair.
God.
So someone
found your hair?
Went probably find a lock of some stranger's hair, and because I was drunk, I know it wasn't cut and cute and placed all nice. It was probably just hacked off and thrown in there like a bookmark.
Whoever finds that is gonna think that like somebody is a serial killer who like takes a snip of hair every time.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Or they're cursed or something.
You're cursed.
So yeah, if you're listening and you find that it was just mine, you're probably not cursed, but no promises.
I mean, who knows? You are of the Roma descendants. That's why you guys move around so much. It's in your blood.
That's what my mom says.
I used to keep a journal when I was like 13. From the age of like 7 to 13, I kept journals. And this was my fault. I was 13 and I accidentally left my journal at my dad's girlfriend's apartment.
Oh.
And
he read it. Did your trust get violated?
Of course. I'm talking about my father. What do you think?
Yeah.
Of course.
Listeners, if you're a parent, don't ever read your child or anyone's journal. Just don't cross that line.
Dude, for real. Because my mom is a worse person than my dad, in my opinion. But even she never read anything that I, like, privately wrote down. She never, like, went through, like, I used to use her phone to, like, text boys when I was like young, and then I'd be like, she'd like take the phone away from me, and I'd be like, don't read the fucking messages. And you know how you could tell when something's been opened? Like later I would look, and she would never opened it. She never she did not ever violate my trust in that way. She violated my trust in other ways, but my dad read my journal, and at the time I was 13, junior high, full My Chemical Romance phase, okay? And he found out through my journal that I was self-harming. I was cutting myself. And he also found out that I discovered that I'm bisexual. Like, because I was kissing girls and stuff. So
that's so upsetting.
Then he picked me up and gave me my journal back and said that he was gonna tell my grandma everything. His mother. Yeah, my grandma who raised me. My grandma whom I love so much. And he told her that I was hurting myself, and he told her that I'm gay. And my grandmother, I was 13, dude. My grandmother wanted to know why I was harming myself, but she refused to believe that I was gay in any way. She just couldn't even fucking process that part. Like, and then she was just like,
how dare he, first off, for reading your journal, but also second off, major thing for outing you, like, in that way. Like that is such a big deal to say that to somebody for the first time, the second time, you know what I mean? Like, when you're 13.
And I had
like,
never said it to anybody out loud. I had just written about it in that diary, in that journal.
Yeah, because you were only telling yourself. That's like what a journal's for.
Yeah.
That's such a huge violation. That's so fucked up.
So then that happened.
I hate him for that.
Yeah, me too. Well, I hate him for lots of things, but that's one of the big ones. And after that, like, I grabbed the journal and I just tore every single fucking page I had written in, like, out of it and shredded it to pieces and threw it in the garbage outside, like, the dumpster. And I have never been able to keep a journal since.
Really?
I journal in the sense of, like, I write poetry, and, like, when a phrase or, like, words come to mind, like, I'll bust out my little notebook that I have with my pen and my little backpack and shit. And I date my poems just so I know, like, when they were from, but I don't ever, like, sit there and I'm like, today this happened. Like, I don't recount my days anymore. And it's just, I have tried multiple times to do it again, to journal, and I just can't do it.
Well, I guess your poetry, in a way, like, is kind of like journaling, especially if you're, like, dating it and stuff, but, like, that's shitty. I hate that you went through that.
Yeah, me too, but, you know, whatever. Have you ever waved at someone thinking you know them, only to realize that they're the wrong person?
Okay, I personally have not done this, but a person did that to me, and we became the best of friends, and to this day are still very, very, very close.
Are you talking about me? I'm just kidding.
No. It was our first day at fashion school at Belfast Met, and I had already started this course the year prior and dropped out. Which was, like, my favorite thing to do back then, was to just drop out of school. And I'm standing in the hallway waiting outside for, like, the first class or whatever it was. And there was this girl walking down from the stairs or whatever that I recognized from the year prior, and I waved, but the girl in front of her thought I was waving at her, so she waved back and came over.
That's so sweet.
And she was like, hi. And I was like, hi. I was actually moving it, but we became really, really close, and it was, like, always, like, a funny story.
Funny.
Yeah, like, I became really close with her family. We hung out basically every day, like, all day, every day.
Aww.
Yeah. Carla, shout out Carlev, my sea love.
Oh, I love that.
She's an mom now too. She's got twins. She's got twin boys with her wife Laura.
Oh, that's precious. Yeah. I love it.
They're such a cute
I love everything that just came out of your mouth right now. Oh, I love that. Have you ever volunteered?
Yeah. I used to work at a VFW. It's basically like a bar for vets. I don't know what VFW stands for, but it's like they do stuff for veterans. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So that's kind of like par for the course. You kind of donate your time. Like I was paid to bartend.
Well,
but
that's not
like
volunteering.
No, but we would do other things. So like we would do yard sales and like I would help with the yard sales. That's like volunteering. Like I recently did something that was years back, or I recently did something for them. I made them like a graphic or whatever, and they offered to pay, and I said no. Like I would rather just
that's cool.
for a good cause.
Donating your time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool.
What else? I know I've done more volunteer work, but I've never done anything like soup kitchen. I've never done anything like that. I have wanted to, back when I was living in Vegas, I wanted to do something specifically for homeless women, like put together like feminine product packets.
I think we've had this conversation where I said like, there's like a thing. So. It's like, instead of throwing away your old handbags, you should fill them with like feminine hygiene products, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, whatever. And then just the next time you see a homeless woman, hand it to her.
Yeah, listeners, that's actually like a great idea. You don't have to be like with an organization or anything to do that, but if you're going to be doing a clear out like after the holiday season with the New Year, spring clean, whatever, if you have bags, just like John Day said, if you have stuff that you don't want, load it up and just give it out to homeless people in your town, in your city.
Yeah,
you don't have to, there's no strings attached. You don't have to sign up.
Yeah, a couple years ago I bought like brand new blankets, like a bunch of them, so I got rid of my older blankets and I washed them all. I mean, they were still covered in cat hair because I have 2 cats and I am fucking made of cat hair now. And I put them in some like big garbage bags, and I had them literally in the backseat of my car for months until I saw like homeless people who, it was cold. I remember it was during the winter and I was leaving Walmart and I was about to get onto the main road, and there were these, it was like a homeless couple and a dog. And I was like, hey, like they were, you know, asking for money. Like I didn't have cash to spare, but I had these clean blankets in the back of my car, and I was just like, hey, I don't have any cash, but do you guys want some blankets? And they were like, yeah. And I just like grabbed one of the trash bags and like handed them 2 free blankets, like with, they were clean. They were just covered in cat hair because I have cats. But when I was a kid, like, and I went to church, shout out Pasadena Presbyterian Church, PPC. We used to do all kinds of stuff when I was in the youth group. And so I've done soup kitchen. I've done, I was actually just thinking about this the other day at work because it's the holidays, and like going to the old folks' homes and caroling.
Cute.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's like I kind of want to just go and do that now, but like I'm by myself, so that probably is not going to track. It's like weird.
Just don't sing Christmas songs. Just sing like MCR. Like get like a little microphone and just.
Oh my god, I should. You know, I should just fucking Gerard way it up at the old folks' homes.
Yes, they would love it.
Good idea. Good idea. Good idea. Okay, which is more romantic, flowers and gifts or a candlelit meal?
I don't personally find gifts romantic. I do think that, like, the idea of flowers is really nice because it was, like, something completely unnecessary that I do not need and is a very temporary thing. Extra points if it's an orchid, because that's my favorite.
Ooh.
But I don't get turned on by gifts. I just don't.
So the candlelit meal.
Candlelit meal for sure.
Yeah. For me, when I read that question, I'm like, why not both? I want the flowers and the gifts and the fucking candlelit meal. Like, what the fuck?
Low maintenance as always.
Me? Low maintenance?
Home maintenance.
Okay, last question for who the fuck are you?
Okay.
How would you title this chapter in your life?
Title. Okay, how would I title the chapter? I mean, I'd probably have to title it just Wednesday.
Oh.
Because that's like what I do all day, every day. That's my daughter. That still feels so weird for me to say, like, my daughter.
Your daughter.
Feels really strange.
Our daughter.
Yeah, our daughter. Yeah, because like that's what I say that. She is what I'm thinking about, like, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. Like, I have a couple little patches throughout the day where I'm like not thinking, and then I have a immediate panic, like, why am I not thinking about the baby? That's just mom guilt. That's just like postpartum. But this chapter would be Wednesday. Next chapter will be something else, I'm sure. Not that she's gonna disappear from the book, but
well, of course not. She's just gonna be a main character from now on.
You're not her book now.
You're not.
I'm a chapter in her book.
Oh shit! Yeah. One time my grandma said to me, that the love that a parent has for their child is always so much more intense than the love a child has for their parent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And now you know that.
I think that's the way that it should be. You know what I mean? Like, when I read something, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something on the lines of, like, you shouldn't be trying to impress your parents, you should be trying to impress your children. And that's not like verbatim what the quote was, but it was along those lines. No, but
that's exactly like the point of what my grandma said.
Yeah. So, like, I no longer, really haven't ever, but I certainly no longer feel that I need to do things to show off to my mom or be like,
aren't you proud of me? Yeah,
I don't care about that. Like, I want my daughter to look at me or think back to me or have her experiences with me be pride. Be like, my mom's cool, she's smart, she's strong, whatever.
I love you
so far,
much.
so good.
I love you so much. I'm getting emotional right now. I love you so much. You're such a good mom. I don't know.
Oh my god, thank you.
I'd pull an Adele and I would just title this chapter of my life 30.
Oh, hot. I like it.
30. I like
yeah.
I don't really care for chapter titles. I like when chapters are just numbered in the book.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Yep. I've got some topic analysis.
You got anal. Oh, we haven't said the title of this episode. It's in it's in the title. If you guys made it this far, you know what it is.
Go ahead, Tay.
Yeah, I'll announce it. So we're talking. I don't know how to name this. What have you been calling this episode?
Mental health in the media.
Okay, so I've been saying, like, on my notes, because I said mental health or mental illness in the media because the M and the M sounded nice in a sentence. Mental illness sounds a little sinister because illness makes you think of something negative.
Illness implies that you're sick. But we're talking about mental health. The health of your mind, you know, body and mind, not just body. A lot of people focus on just body. You know, like for health and fitness. But as a fat bitch, I'm here to tell you, as a fat, mentally ill bitch, I'm here to tell you that you have to focus on both at the same time.
It's all connected. It's fully all connected. I can attest to that too.
It fully is all connected.
Yeah.
What is mental health? From mentalhealth.gov. So this was a government website that I found this information on.
So I don't believe it. I'm just kidding. It's all lies.
Shut the fuck up. This is what the state or the federal government has determined is, factual enough. Okay. So, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence all the way through adulthood. Which is why like every elementary, junior high, and high school has a guidance counselor, because there's supposed to be somebody. See, that's like socialism at play right there. There's a counselor at the school who, you know, is there if a child needs, like, help. I had to go to counseling when I was in elementary school because I wrote in my daily journal at school that I like the fall because I like when things start to die. So my teacher read that and she put me in school counseling.
They'd sent me to counseling too after my brother was in a really bad car accident because it was quite traumatizing. Yeah, so they had me in it too, but like I didn't want to talk about anything. I didn't really kind of process what to talk about, and I didn't feel like the counselor, it was just weird. I was like, okay, this is boring, first off, but also like I don't feel like this is beneficial for me at all.
No, I get that because I started going to counseling like on my own when I was 18, and the counselor like that I had in college, or the counselor I had before college, was this really cool, like awesome lady. Then I had this male counselor in college for like 2 years, and that was definitely the worst therapist I've ever had. Was the dude therapist. Ever since then, whenever I have sought out counseling from a therapist, I always ask for a woman.
Yeah.
And specifically a woman of color. Like, not even gonna lie. Like, I asked for that because that's what I am. I'm a woman of color. Like, I want to open up to and, like, relate with somebody. Or not even relate. She's a professional. Whatever. But it's like, so if somebody's gonna give me advice, it better be a fucking brown or black woman.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't need, like, because a white lady sitting there trying to tell you or advise you on things to do with your life isn't going to necessarily understand your life or who you are or your anything, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's white privilege. You know what I mean? She might say some dumb shit like, oh, just go for what, you know, just do this or do that, you know what I mean?
Dude, the thing that sticks out in my mind about that fucking counselor who said that to me, or I'm about to tell you what he said to me that made me, like, hate him so much. I've always had a very gothy, emo look about my fashion sense. I'm always in dark colors, all black. This particular day, I made a point to dress like Daria from the animated show Daria.
Yeah, that's so you. Oh my god.
I was wearing like a black little skirt, like black Doc Martens, an orange undershirt, and like a green like little sweatshirt over it. Like that's literally what I was wearing that day and I wore my glasses. So I was like, I just woke up that morning and decided I was Daria and did that. And I was talking to him about how I felt at the time in college, like just so out of place. Because I'm this little Mexican-American girl from the West Coast, and I went to school with a bunch of, like, elite, rich, white, like, well-off people.
Yeah.
And I was just explaining that I felt a little, like, out of place, and that some of the people there were kind of making me feel out of place. And he literally said to me, well, have you ever thought about changing how you dress?
Oh, God.
And I was like, dude,
fired.
Dude, what? Yeah. Canceled. I was like, dude, what?
An ass.
But, however, he was the first therapist that ever had me, like guided me through meditation. So that's the only reason why I kept going to him, was because even though I didn't like the conversational aspect, like, of our therapy together, I did like that he taught me about, like, mindfulness in the body. Mm-hmm. You know? This is a really, really, really long tangent. I'm so sorry.
He had, like, a slight redeemer, I guess. I still don't forgive him.
I mean, I don't forgive him either. That's why he stands out in my memory as the worst therapist I've ever had. Probably because he was a man. It's almost as if there's, like, a war on women or something.
Shit. I love that that's our callback, honestly.
I am the happiest I've ever been right now. I just want you to know that. I've had 2 glasses of wine, and I'm just...
And there's a war on women.
Yep, it just seems like, for whatever reason, everywhere I turn, it just seems
I don't know.
like there's a war on women or something. It's
a lot
weird.
of coincidences.
It's fucking the weirdest thing, dude. Like, I don't get it. Okay, over the course of your life, if you experience mental health problems, your thinking, mood, and behavior could be affected. Many factors contribute to mental health problems, including 1. Biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry. 2. Life experiences such as trauma or abuse. And 3. Family history of mental health problems. Guess how many of those I check off?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the last one and the first one? Just that there's genetics, and then there's also like being surrounded by mental health issues. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would that be like influenced, possibly?
Yes. Yeah. Because like trauma, life experiences is like the influence, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I check all 3, baby. 3 out of 3. 3 for 3.
I almost feel like that
ready?
third one's a little redundant because it's just the first 2 put together, really.
Yeah,
right?
but I guess you could suffer from some mental illness without genetics if you are around people who are mentally mentally unwell. I don't like saying ill.
I know, I don't like saying that either, but just disclaimer, guys. I'm probably gonna say it a few times, but I don't mean it in like a full a negative way like that.
I really don't like saying mentally ill, but
no, because it does. It means like ill, something's wrong. Ill. Yeah,
right.
Because when you think ill, something's wrong.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like a disease. I
guess
or something.
It
is a disease, but like it's not.
I guess
I just feel like ill just has like a bad connotation, bad stigma.
Exactly, and it's like not. I mean, and again, guys, I'm probably gonna say it a few times again, anyways. But
yeah, I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate
like
saying
that.
it.
Yeah,
we hate it. Okay, we at the Bad Brew do not condone that. Okay. Not sure if you or someone you know is living with mental health problems. Experiencing one or more of the following feelings or behaviors can be an early warning sign of a problem.
I'm gonna put a finger down.
I think there's more than 10 on this list. You're gonna run out of fingers.
I'm sure I would run out of fingers anyways.
Okay. Eating or sleeping too much or too little.
Yeah, come on.
I know. I already know the answer to all of these for both of us. Pulling away from people or usual activities.
Yeah.
Having low or no energy.
Yes.
Feeling numb or like nothing matters.
Well, nothing does matter. Don't listen to this if you guys need actual help. Please, I'll link resources. We're
just talking about ourselves and our
this
sense
is
of
anecdotal.
humor is dark as fuck.
Don't take our advice on anything.
We are morbid bitches. Morbid little bitches. Leave us alone. I'm just kidding. Don't leave us alone. Please like and subscribe.
Unsubscribe. Run for your life. Get out while you still can.
I don't know who. Oh, I heard it on my other favorite podcast. You just yell at a person's face, unsubscribe, stop, it's like a text message. When they're telling you something you don't want to hear. Unsubscribe.
I'm doing that from now on. Just honestly, I know I'm circling back to the show again, but I just watched this episode today, the Always Sunny in Philadelphia one, where they use intervention as a word.
That's my favorite
I love
episode.
It. Me too.
That is, dude.
Intervention. Intervention.
Intervention. Isn't that the one where Frank like is on the street and he's drinking the beer and he like gurgles it?
Yeah.
I want to get that tattoo. That's the tattoo you're gonna give me.
Okay.
I have actually took fucking stills from the show to like
I can
reference. I want him holding the bouquet he's holding with the can of beer. And he's like this in a pose like this, and then he's just like frothing at the mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like a very simple line drawing.
I can already see
Danny
it.
DeVito, and then I want it on my ankle.
Okay.
On the outside of my ankle.
Got it. I love that so much. So much.
Me too. Dude, me too. That's my favorite fucking episode of that show. I love that.
Intervention. You slept with my wife? You slept with my dead wife? She wasn't dead at the time.
You're just mashing it now. That show, those people are fucking brilliant. Anyway,
genius.
I can't believe they've never won an award. They're fucking brilliant.
Well, Bad Brew officially issues them an award.
Oh my god, we should totally do an episode that's like an award show and where we give out our fake awards.
Okay, let's do it. I'm writing that down. Bad Brew Awards. Yeah, we're gonna circle back to that. We're doing it.
Yeah, because I think that's a great idea. I just workshopped something in front of you. Did you love it? Okay, where the fuck was I? Okay, having low or no energy.
Yes.
Feeling numb or like nothing matters. I said that. Okay, having unexplained aches and pains. I feel like that's interesting because that shitty therapist I had with the mindfulness, and then every therapist I've had since then always has me like tell them how my body feels in a moment. Like, and like sometimes when I'm talking about stuff like in therapy and I get like all like worked up and pissed or like anxious about something, like whatever I'm feeling, and then she says that to me, it's like she hits me with like a spell. She's like, what's your body feel like right now? And then I have to like check my body.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my fucking back hurts all of a sudden. Like my neck is tense. Like my chest hurts. Like I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like, yeah. It's like all the ways, like checking in with your body, apparently.
Yes.
Body and mind, see? Okay. Having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless every damn day of my life. Smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than usual every damn day of my life. Feeling unusually confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared. I feel like that's
my Tinder bio.
Confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared. I feel like that's just like the cycle of emotions I'm like constantly. I'm like a hamster in a wheel. Just spinning its thing on those. Yelling or fighting with family and friends. Dude, I'm yelling right now on this podcast and there's a microphone. Like and you're my best friend, so like clearly I do that. Experiencing severe mood swings that cause problems in relationships. Me? Never.
Yeah, I relate to that one way too much.
Oh yeah, no, it's like not even funny. I feel attacked reading this list.
A little bit. Fucking cancel.gov. Cancel the government.
Cancel the government. Cancel student loan debt and cancel the government. We're done. Okay, having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head. So much. Hearing voices or believing things that are not true. I have to believe things that are not true so I can keep my whatever piece of sanity I have left.
Yeah.
Thinking of harming yourself or others. And inability to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or getting to work or school.
Yeah. Those all check out.
Yeah, that's like I said, I read that list and I fucking felt attacked.
Yeah, someone.
I know.
You know what? Though? Sessions.
I know that I am not well, okay? I'm not fucking pretending to be something I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm mentally ill.
At least that eliminates, like, being a psychopath, I think, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just, like, depressive and anxious and a drunk and yeah. Those are, like, the big ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're not killing anybody, so.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just kidding.
Oh, wait, yeah. I thought you were saying just kidding like you have. I was gonna be like, ooh, spill the tea. But then I realized you meant, like, just kidding. Like, you're not going to.
But, like, I did have a miscarriage one time, so kinda. That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay.
Cut that.
Positive mental health allows people to realize their full potential, cope with the stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to their communities.
That doesn't sound great.
I feel like I definitely have not. It's kind of how I feel about, like, heaven. It's like, it sounds like it's just church 24/7 all eternity. No thanks. Yeah. I'd rather go to hell.
Yeah.
At least there's rock and roll in hell.
Yeah. I worry about that sometimes too, because, like, with believing in God and stuff like that, I'm always just like, does that mean that, like, in the afterlife we can't have sex for enjoyment? Do we only get to have sex when we're creating? Is that a rule?
Probably, because it's church. You're at church and you're cursed. You cursed at church. No, it's just, yeah.
God, if you're listening, comment. I'm just kidding.
God, if you're listening, please like and subscribe. You're my favorite. I feel like I do a good job of coping with the stresses of life. I just drink a lot, so.
Yeah, I think you cope well, like, from an objective point of view. Like, you're a person that I would go to for advice, and you're also, like, you're one of my rocks. So, like, for example, a few weeks back, I was having...
If I'm a rock, can I also roll?
So a few weeks back, when I was having, like, a familial situation that I wasn't really sure how to handle.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I only reached out to 2 people, and you were one of them. And you were that person for me that said what I wanted to say but could never say, in ways of calling this person that I was dealing with this issue with, fuck that bitch, she's fucking stupid, you know, things like that, like, considering the dynamic, like, I'm sorry, I can't tell you guys, but it was like, I couldn't say those things, and I needed to hear those things. I needed someone to say those things so I could vicariously be saying those things. So,
yeah, I'm the friend that you go to when you want a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm that
the reaction
friend
that I need, that I yearn for, the angry, aggressive, extra reaction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Am I going to make a career out of my anger? I'm excited.
I trust your opinion so much, almost more than I, like, trust my own. Like, I obviously have, like, a moral compass, and I know when something is wrong. But, like, you're that person that I check in with, not just for confirmation, but also just, like, your insight.
Wow. I don't think I've ever received a higher compliment before in my life, and I'm so glad that it was recorded. That was the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you. Oh, I love you.
I love you.
Ways to maintain positive mental health include...
Start a podcast.
Start a podcast with your best friend. So you can just talk to her once a week. Okay. Getting professional help if you need it. Check. Connecting with others. Check. Staying positive, double negative. I'm so negative, I'm positive. I'm a double negative. Dude, I just made a math joke that made sense. I'm so proud of myself right now.
I thought it was a battery joke. Dang it.
Getting physically active, check.
Mm-hmm.
Helping others, check. Getting enough sleep, kinda sometimes.
Okay.
Developing coping skills.
Coping skills. I mean,
My coping skills come in red and white blends usually, and a wine glass. So.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that included like alcohol and stuff. Coping.
Red and white.
Coping.
Yeah, coping.
What do I do to cope?
Wine is how I cope.
Huh. Dang. I guess I don't have any way that I cope. I think that communicating with my partner, because that's almost like two birds. So I have quite severe anger issues. It's really easy for me to just fly off the handle and yell and scream and break.
Oh, you mean those wild mood swings? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Familiar.
So it's been important to me the past couple years to work on that communication, just because really the driving force behind it is because I could never imagine saying something to intentionally hurt Patrick when I'm angry, because it's very easy for me to have a fucking poisonous tongue. Like, I can say things to anybody just to hurt them and break them apart because I'm upset, and I don't like that about myself. So
you and I have that in common. You and I have that in common, and it's my favorite thing about myself.
Oh, really? I hate it because it's like when I'm unhinged, and it doesn't take much, I can say the cruelest things to hurt you as bad as I am hurt, even if it's not your fault. And that's just like not okay. Like in past relationships, I've done it and I haven't cared, but in this relationship, I very much do care.
Okay, but in the words of Gerard Way, I'm not okay. So
yeah. But I find like the other day, like we didn't have an argument, but something, I don't even remember like what triggered this, but something happened and I snapped, or I changed my tone. And when I change my tone, when my energy changes, the whole fucking country feels it. Like, if you ever look outside and see a dark cloud, it's me. It's because I'm in a bad fucking mood. So I said something and changed my tone. I snapped or whatever it was. And I kind of caught myself and I said, listen, maybe in the moment this might be easier said than done. But if I ever snap, even if you're in the wrong, if you've done something to upset me and I snap at you and I say something mean, please don't feel shy or ashamed or worried to tell me, please don't talk to me like that. Because you're in your right to do that. Like, I can check my tone. Don't get me wrong, like, I can't guarantee the results of saying that to me when I'm angry, but you have a right to say that to me, right?
Right.
Where's the shovel? I'm just kidding. I would never.
That's funny because I felt like that was like just a genuine question as your best friend. Like, where's the shovel? Like,
I have it right here. What do you mean?
For like a split second before I realized you were joking, I panicked for a second. Like, I don't have one yet.
I think I have two. We're fine.
Are you serious? One for you and one for me.
Yeah, shovel besties. That's
shovel
merch.
Besties. Oh yeah, for sure. Shovel besties. I'd bury a body for you, for sure. In the psychologytoday.com article entitled "The Psychological Consequences of Fame" by Dr. William Todd Schultz, he claims, fame is a bit of a catch-22 sometimes. Artists want fame. They seek it. They purposely do things to achieve it. But then when it comes, they can't get away from it fast enough. My sense is that, I'm just reading this article. My sense is that some people are simply temperamentally unsuited to be famous. Their talents merit fame, but their personalities don't stand up to it. And I think to varying degrees, this is the case for John Lennon and Kurt Cobain.
Yes. Amazing.
I'm going to show you
examples.
real quick. Back here. Right here. Look.
Oh,
That's my John Lennon poster.
Look at
I love
it.
John Lennon.
Oh,
and then right next to
I
it,
know what I want to get you for your birthday.
and then right next to it is the my Nirvana shrine.
Yes.
That's my ofrenda with all my dead relatives pictures.
Is that one that your thumb was like touching from this person? That's your uncle?
No, that's my aunt. Oh yeah, no, that is my uncle. Yeah, that is my uncle that I talked about on another episode. Yeah. So, yeah.
I like the sunflowers too.
Yeah, my fake sunflowers, because fake flowers never die, so that's why I love fake flowers.
I literally, I kill everything that I take care of. So, I love that I'm a mother. Hi. I've kept my dog alive for 5 years, almost 5 years. So I'm sure I'll be fine.
That's how you know that you're like responsible enough to have a baby, because you could have a dog.
Yeah, she's practiced.
Dogs are more work than babies.
Absolutely. Ophi is a fucking nightmare, this bitch. Honestly, I love her so much. Oh my god. She is just... So this morning, she's hormonal, right? When I'm hormonal, she's hormonal. We're
she's not fixed yet.
Yes. We're like synced up. It's so funny. So she gets really clingy when she's like this. And like I say, her little toys that she carries around and tries to hide because they're her babies. This morning, I wake up and I roll over and I turn the light on in our room. Mm-hmm. And she's standing there on the floor looking up at me. My dog, listeners, she has really big ears, big sticky up ears. They're so cute. But when her ears are flat and down in the back, she's either scared or she's like needy. She's like, Mom. Like, it's her way of saying, Mom. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I look down at her and she looks up at me with her ears flat in the back. And I'm like, ugh, because I didn't realize she was there. And she fucking took off. And I'm like, Ophi, come back. Ophi, what's wrong? And she's just like, never mind. And just literally ran back to her room. She's a little emo.
She's a little moody teenager. Is what it's gonna do.
Literally.
She's a moody teenager. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for you. You're a mom in like 2 different ways.
I know.
That's awesome. Okay. John Lennon is probably the most mixed case. For the most part, he seemed to enjoy fame, particularly early on, and he was quite competitive in measuring himself up against peers. He read Billboard avidly and followed his chart success. But he was basically shy, nervous, insecure, and traumatized by an early childhood full of loss and abandonment. Before performing, he often threw up, or at the last second felt he could not go on. This occurred more and more as his live performances became less frequent, and as most people know, in the years before he was killed, he dropped out of the game altogether to raise his son and bake bread. The dream is over, he said. I was the dream weaver, but now I'm reborn. He was John now, not the walrus. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting. And I find artists like that specifically interesting because it is such a polarizing thing for them to go through, right? They create... This isn't all famous people, by the way. I mean, I don't think it goes without saying.
I'm specifically talking about John Lennon, the Beatle, and it's like, they were so fucking young when they hit it big.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if they were 20 yet.
Yeah.
You know?
They were babies.
They were like the original boy band.
Yeah.
Before boy bands were like just secular boy choirs. I don't know.
Yeah, literally just created in like a factory. But you look at artists like John and like it's his, it's his passion to create this beautiful art. But then you blow up and you're famous and it's like you never, like that's disgusting to someone like him and almost like damaging to his, was damaging obviously to his mind, all of that. And then, yeah, it's just like, it's almost like, I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say ironic, but that's not like the right word. But that's like the vibe.
Feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, like your Twitter bio, like I am the artist and the art. Like that's what it becomes. Like you, like at some point, like people were looking at him, they wanted him, and it wasn't really about like his creations or his
and
art
like
anymore.
his ideas, right? Because that's what
Yeah.
art starts off as, is
Yeah.
ideas, right? Like you and I had the idea to start a podcast, and here we are creating art. Just kidding, it's
Yeah.
not art.
Yes, it is. I dare you.
Not yet. We haven't shown our faces yet. that would mean I'd have to actually. Oh shit! That means I'm gonna have to actually like shower and wash my hair before this.
Well, it'll be a while before we're doing like visual and audio throughout episodes, but our pictures are going to be on the thumbnails like coming pretty soon. I just need to take my picture.
Okay, well, do it. I fucking felt like I took so long to get back to you with those pictures just to find out that you still haven't even taken them.
No, I haven't even taken them. Yeah.
I feel like I should do more. I'll send you more. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Cobain detested fame and detested most of his fans as well, since in his mind they resembled and sometimes were the very same small-minded, misogynistic, racist, homophobic, hate-filled high schoolers he ran up against repeatedly in his hometown of Aberdeen, Washington. Mm-hmm. That is why Kurt Cobain is my king. Mm-hmm. Like, he hated misogyny, racism, homophobia, and hate. That's what he hated.
Yeah.
That's what I hate.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain is my actual boyfriend because I am a Latina and I have his name, I have his autograph tattooed on my arm, so.
Do you think that he was murdered?
Boyfriend's name. Okay. If he killed himself, then he goes down in my book anyway as being a ballsy motherfucker. And like, cause that takes some balls to do that. But I don't think anybody could inject themselves with 10 times the lethal dose of heroin, like intravenously, and then be able to pick up a shotgun and shoot themselves in the head with it.
Using their toe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of the dosage. I didn't realize that there was like a toxicology report done, and I never watched Bleach. I never.
You should. You'd like it.
Interesting. I would. Yeah, maybe we'll do that next after we watch this infuriating fucking documentary that I didn't even stop ranting about. Oh my god. Anyways. Oh my god. Literally, I don't want to talk about it. It makes me so mad.
That was so anticlimactic. Fuck you. Anyway. I hate when I don't climax. Okay. Like Lennon, Cobain, despite his various bizarre, extroverted-seeming antics, was an introvert. Can relate. Fond of drawing, tormented by his parents' divorce. He often undermined performances of hits like Smells Like Teen Spirit, singing the song in a slowed down, lower register, channeling some kind of punk Dean Martin. I really like that description of my boyfriend, Kurt Cobain.
What a Halloween costume. Right? Wouldn't that be cool, though? Like, going as Kurt Cobain dressed as a punk... What was it?
Dean Martin?
Dean Martin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. He took to wearing dresses when performing or making videos. They were Courtney's dresses, always, by the way. Just so you know. And fame gradually forced him more and more inward, not always a reassuring place for Cobain to be. He also, as a kid, experimented with a huge array of drugs. He huffed, he puffed, he did acid, he drank. Can relate. Heroin was the final stop. Cannot and will not ever relate. Although, you know what? I just will say it like right now, right here, right now, right here.
I like that.
I will say right now, right here, that when I'm like 90 years old, I'm gonna try heroin.
Okay.
Like Kurt Cobain style, like intravenously. I'm gonna do it.
We talk about stuff that we're gonna do when we're an old couple.
Oh, I love that. I love
because
that.
like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say say, just because it's specifically to do with him, like, specifically to do with my partner, and I wouldn't want to speak, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to, like, reveal
For
anything.
him, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, for example, what was one that we came up with? I don't know, just, like, when we're watching stuff and there's, like, something that comes up that, like, people are really into, and I'm like, that's dumb, and I have no interest in doing that right now, but maybe when we're, like, 70. Maybe when, like, the kids are off and they're good and it's just us, we can start experimenting with everything. Let's just do everything. Yeah, let's do everything. Everybody.
Let's join the nudist colony.
Yeah. Oh, I would do that night. I would, like, literally go to a nudist beach night. That would be so fun.
Well, you can't because you have kids, so.
Well, I wouldn't take the kids. You're babysitting that day.
Oh, what? Yeah. Patrick is babysitting that day.
We'll go to the nude beach.
Yeah, fuck that.
Ooh, can we get Coronas? That sounds really good to me right now. A Corona with lime.
You know why? Because you just thought of a beach, and that means that marketing for Corona is really good. And capitalism.
Oh my god, it's everywhere. I'm infected.
Because Coronas don't even taste good.
I think they taste good.
You and I drink the same cheap beer, and I like that.
Yeah.
And it's not a Corona, but Corona has good marketing because you thought of a beach, and then you were like, I need a Corona.
You know what's so funny is that if we actually right now magically clicked ourselves to a beach with Coronas, I'd drink one and then be like, do you want to go get some Miller Lite? Let's go to the nearest gas station.
Come back to the beach with a fucking 12-pack. Just kidding, it's us. Like a 36-pack.
Oh my god. With some pineapple and tahini.
Oh, fuck me up. We can get some Mexican candy at the gas station, too.
Yes. Okay, it's a date.
What beach?
I don't know. Whichever one's closest.
I like Redondo Beach the best in
I used to
California.
live right there. I don't know if you knew that about me.
No, I didn't. Are you serious?
Yeah. I've lived in a lot of states, and I lived in a few spots in California, but specifically Redondo Beach. I know that we lived, like, right near there. So...
Wow. That's my favorite beach that I grew up going to my whole life.
Ooh, I wonder if we ever bumped into each other.
I don't know. I remember one time when I was there when I was a kid for, like, a party, like a kid birthday party. Somebody got kidnapped.
Oh my god.
And I'm not laughing about the fact that somebody got kidnapped. I'm laughing at how, when that happened, my aunt, my Aunt Ruth, you know my Aunt Ruth.
Yeah.
My tia. She had me with her there, and she and her husband at the time, when the cops were, like, coming and looking and, like, whatever, like, they immediately, like, corralled me and my sisters together, and they were like, where's John Dad? Like, grab her, like, get her over here, like, trying to have eyes on us because somebody got kidnapped. Yeah.
Oh my god. It's awful.
Yeah. That's awful, but then it turned out that the kid was not kidnapped at all, and that they had just wandered away.
Okay.
But, like, their parents called the police saying that they were kidnapped. They just jumped to, like, the worst possible...
I think I probably would, because if you say, my kid is missing, they won't do anything immediately. So if you say kidnapped, it triggers that they have to do something straight away. So that's actually life hack, you guys. If your kid walks off, or you can't find your kid, instead of saying missing, because they'll be like, oh, you need 24 hours.
Or 48 or whatever, yeah.
When it comes to anybody that's missing, but specifically children, you need to work fast, because every minute...
48 hours!
Yeah. Oh my god.
The first 48 hours is what it is. It's like, if you don't find them within those first 48 hours, then they're most likely dead. It's a miracle when they're not. Sometimes they're not, you know?
Right, sometimes they're not. But also, like, you gotta think, like, the trauma that's happening. So, you know what I mean? Never say that my kid is missing. Always say that they have been kidnapped.
There you go. You're welcome.
That life hacks with Bad Brew.
That tangent ended up being a PSA. I love it. Alright, sorry, I'm just trying to find my place again. Okay. He says he began using heroin to treat a chronic stomach ailment. Ironically, when he took his own life, allegedly, he he wrote an apology to his fans, saying essentially that he could not bear to go on faking it anymore. He was sick of the act. He chose not to fade away. Now, of course, a lot of people seem to deal with fame just fine. They manage it. They like it. It likes them, you might say. So I am not saying the fame is somehow intrinsically destructive, but it can be crazy making for some. The psychological cost for some is too high. Mm-hmm. Lately, you've been sending me like all these Drew Barrymore TikToks, and I actually love Drew Barrymore since I was a little kid. And
I don't know why she's like she's just in my algorithm right now. She's everywhere I look.
But she's somebody who comes to mind. Like when I think of Drew Barrymore, I think that person survived fame as a child. I think that like child stars really have it really hard. Like, yes, they get to be in movies, and yes, they get to do all this like cool, fun stuff. But like,
right, but
they get put into the like there's so many horror stories that exist, you know, of former child stars, whatever. It's just like that is terrifying. It's just terrifying to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm so on the fence with like kid actors and stuff. I know like a lot of people have made their fortune and stuff off it, and some children truthfully are passionate about theater and want to be actors. I totally get it. Like I really, really do. But at the same time, if we are keeping the same energy that children can't consent, then shouldn't we consider that they can't consent to becoming famous and having all of these strange eyes on them at all times?
So the original, of course you do. You know the original Addams Family show, the TV show, the old black and white show
from the 60s. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. I think it was earlier than the 60s, but whatever.
I thought it was 63. I gotta look this up because I thought it was 63. Let me just 1 second, you guys. I'm so sorry. I gotta look it up. I'm that bitch that.
Don't be sorry. I'm glad you're looking it up.
Yeah, I'm that person. Like we'll be sitting together. That's just me, and I'll Google 1964.
Oh,
what did I say?
You said the 60s.
What did I say specifically though? Did I say 63 or 64?
I think you said. I don't remember. Listeners, comment and tell us which one Taylor said.
I have
first.
to edit this. I'm gonna. I think I said 63.
Okay.
Bet myself.
Anyway, the actor that plays Uncle Fester in that original show, he was actually a very, very like famous child star from like silent pictures, or not silent pictures, but you know, old ass movies.
Yeah.
And there's a law, I don't remember his name, but there's a law that's named after him that it was like a bill signed in to protect child actors from their parents making money off the children's
so that was put back in
like,
the 60s or whenever?
Well, I think he was a kid or like a young adult when that got signed in, something like that. I don't know. I'm
interestingly
very buzzed, so drunk. What?
Interestingly, that law, like I'm aware of that law. I don't know what it's called either. I can't remember.
It's his name.
None of that stuff applies to YouTube content. So you see all these family channels on YouTube that are...
Oh yeah, like there's that one where like the little boy is just like opening toys.
Oh, Ryan's World? Yeah. That kid's a billionaire. Anyways, not just him, but like family channels where like the parents are involved. They run the channel, they vlog, they have the camera in the kid's face all the time. They feature them crying, they feature traumatic things. They clickbait. There's one family, I can't remember their name. There's one family that clickbaited their daughter having cancer. She did not have cancer. You see where I'm going with this? There's no consequence for that.
Dude, this has to be like some sort of Munchausen by proxy sort of psychological phenomenon. There's no way.
It's so bizarre to me. There's some family channels, because I do this stuff for work, so I'm like really in like the YouTube sphere. I don't cover a lot of family channels because I don't like talking about other people's kids, right? I mean, can that just not be normalized?
I'm not I am a pervert, but I'm not a pedophile, so I don't care about your kids.
No.
Like, even at work, when people are in the break room and they're talking to me, and I'm just like, I don't care about your kids. Like, unless I fucking care about you and actually ask you about your kid, don't talk to me about your fucking kid. I don't care.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of these channels, like, I guess the analytics and stuff can be seen. Obviously, everybody can lie about who they are on the internet, so, like, I don't believe that analytics are a true, genuine way to track anything. Mm-hmm. But even more so, you don't know who's watching it, or the reason that they're watching it. You know? So, like, with my kid, specifically, like, I do have pictures of her on, like, my Instagram. I do have, like, a highlight that features her, you know, like, aging up and stuff. There's gonna be a certain point, probably pretty fucking soon, where I won't be anymore. Yeah. Sharing pictures. Not to, not like a grid picture, and not a story that anybody else can see apart from maybe close friends.
Right. That makes sense, dude. My aunt Ruth, my tia, she does not fucking post pictures of my baby cousin who just turned 9. Mm-hmm. You know, like, she doesn't post all that shit on Facebook. Like, yeah, she does not. Considering there are some people who share way too much, and she's not one of those people.
I think, like, to a certain extent, like, I have girlfriends that, like, live in this small town and put stuff on, like, their Facebook of, like, this, and I love that because I love them, I love their kids, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because you know them, yeah.
Because I have intentionally put myself on the internet, I've put myself I know that we're not, like, blown up like this huge podcast, but we are putting ourselves out there to be scrutinized, to be criticized, to be looked at, to be followed, to be stalked, to be hated, to be liked. That's my choice, and that's your choice.
I've heard that I'm a very polarizing figure, so people will hate or like, so it's fine. Either way, it's attention, and I love attention. Pay attention to me!
But, like, Wednesday hasn't signed up for that, and I'd rather her just enjoy being a kid, and if she hits 16, 17, 18, and is like, hey, Mom, I'm interested in creating content, or I'm interested in being on the internet, I'd be like, hey, let me show you the safe way to do it. Let me show you what to look out for.
I wish you were my mom.
Aw.
Are you gonna pierce her ears?
Fuck no.
That was the correct response. Thank you. As a Latina, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm Mexican American. I've said it like 5 times this fucking episode. I don't know if you guys are aware yet, but I'm Mexican American, and I have baby pictures of me as, like, probably the size of Wednesday now, like the same age. Ears are already pierced with earrings in them.
I just don't.
And I look at those pictures and I think to myself, like, okay, it is cool that I've always been able to have earrings because, like, when I was a little girl, like, I used to have, like, these nice little, like, silver Mickey Mouse earrings.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
Like, shit like that, but...
I got mine done when I was young. I think I was, like, 7, maybe.
Yeah, but, like, I didn't consent to, like, somebody piercing my ears.
This is the thing.
I mean, right? I probably would have done it myself anyway. I have my nose pierced now,
like,
so...
it's her choice. If she reaches a certain age and she's asking for it for her birthday or for Christmas, if you really want my ears pierced, sure, your body, you can do whatever you want. Like, I know I just said kids can't consent, but I also feel like it's not a permanent thing. You know what I mean? There's lines. Not everything is a blanket statement. Not everything's black and white. Getting her ears pierced is one thing. Right. Getting a phone and getting a boyfriend when she's 8, no. You know what I mean? We can say yes or no to different things. The thing with me doing it, with it being her choice, especially with something like that, it's a body modification. Yeah. So, when she's an adult, if she decides to follow a certain religion or whatever that really is against body modification or whatever, then all of a sudden I've taken away her choice right within her religion to do what she wants. You know what I mean? And I could just never live with myself for that. So, no. Fuck no.
110%. Thank you for saying the correct answer. I still wish you were my mom. That was my segment, so...
Ooh, thanks for the anal. That was good. That was really insightful. Welcome. I really enjoyed that. That, actually, if I may say, might have been my favorite topic analysis thus far.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I enjoyed
that. I hope that every time we join this call, we feel that way.
A new favorite every time.
Every time.
So let me see what I have for you. I think I did my usual thing, staying very much on brand with some celebrity tea.
Yeah, that's why I only covered my two favoriteest celebrities.
I stayed away from Kurt Cobain because I had a feeling. I was like, I actually don't have the right to speak about him because that's my girl's man. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
His name is tattooed on my body because I'm Mexican American. I don't know if you know this, but as a Chicana, as a Latina, as Latinx, I have my boyfriend's name tattooed on my arm because he's my boyfriend, and I love
it. Ooh, Jinx. All right, well, I'm gonna dive in because I have some celebrity tea. I don't want to call it tea because it's literally talking about mental health / illness, if I may. Again, I mean,
tea
we don't
is
like
just,
saying it.
Tea is just a euphemism for information.
Yeah.
Gossip is just like the misogynistic girl word for information.
Yeah, so let me spill the tea on these sick individuals. I'm just kidding. But in regards to mental health and stuff, I find it very hard to believe that there's anyone out there that doesn't have some form, whether it be mild or not, some form of mental illness or some type of mental health struggle.
Dude, I say this all the time, Tay. I literally say, like, growing up has made me realize we are all mentally ill. Yeah. It's just what kind?
Yes.
And to what degree?
Do you ever think, right? I think about this you probably don't think about this as much as I do, obviously, but I think all the time about how every step that I take or anything that I do at any moment could be my daughter's trauma, right? I could be creating her mental health struggles.
Tay,
like, I'm very conscious of that.
Tay, this is why I don't want to be a mother. I don't want that responsibility. That is
I don't recommend it.
Much. 10 out of 10 would not go back.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
I think it's impossible. I don't think that there's an individual out there that exists that doesn't have something that they are dealing with mentally. I'm not saying everybody has a diagnosis. I do actually, this might be controversial to say, but I do think that we are all overly diagnosing ourselves, which I'm going to get into. I think we should all be really careful with that, but I also think that our feelings are valid. So if you feel that there is, like you say, something wrong, something ill, something whatever, that's you, and you know yourself better than anybody else. So I can't take that away from you, right? Whether you're self-diagnosing or not.
I really like that point you just made too, of just like you know yourself more than anybody else does, right? That's how it should be. And I feel like a lot of times in our society we have these like institutions in place that make us feel like we need a partner, we need to have children, we need to like conform to
somebody
society.
else's life. Like, you're not going to be on your deathbed wishing that you had lived the man or woman or whoever in the next room. Like, I wish I had lived more of my life for them or this nurse. No, you're going to sit there, and if you have any regrets, you're going to be thinking about the things that you didn't do for yourself. So never live someone else's fucking version of life just because it seems to be the norm or it seems to be the majority decision.
Or, like, what's supposed to happen next.
Yeah, who the fuck is out here saying what's supposed to happen? I resent that so much. So much. Let's see. Okay. So with that in mind, with all that in mind, one of my favorite things to do is to humanize celebrities and kind of bring them back down to earth so we can all see that they're people, albeit rich and privileged, but still people who have their own struggles. And I think possibly, like I always say, like when we talk about stuff like this, even if we say something that helps one person, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I have a little list for you with some big names that have struggles just like we do, and I picked some specifically because stuff that I know I've dealt with, stuff that I know you've dealt with, and I think it's a little interesting.
Okay.
Just a little interesting.
Just a little bit.
Not too interesting, God forbid.
One time in college, in a creative writing class, the professor was responding to somebody's, take on something. And he was like, that's interesting. John Day, what do you think? And I go, I think that the word interesting doesn't mean anything. Because you're not taking a stance on what the person said.
No,
like, you're
it's
not
a
saying
cop-out.
if it's... Yeah. Saying something's interesting, I think we need to stop saying that word and start coming up with argumentative rhetoric around the things
Either
that we find
agree or
compelling.
disagree. To say interesting, I feel like when I say something is interesting, it's low-key my way of saying I don't know how to respond to you. So I'm trying to get away from this conversation.
I'm trying to process.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's almost funny because
we just did that at the same time. Sorry, I was like
weird.
Freaking out about that.
cut that.
No, don't cut that.
Okay, I have my first one
that
for
was
you.
Spooky.
I love it. I'd live for it. Okay. Chrissy Teigen. This is a huge name. Everyone knows who Chrissy Teigen is, but she's also she's a really controversial figure at this point. She's done some stuff that I don't love.
I'm just like, girl, stay offline for a while.
Yeah,
live life.
I don't like that she fully bullied that little girl. I'm not going to get into that because that's not what this
talking
is about.
Yeah. Okay.
But I couldn't like not mention the fact that she has done some shit that I don't think is cool. I used to be kind of a big fan, I would say, but I'm maybe like not so much anymore. But her struggles in particular are some that I can fully relate to, and that's her battle with postpartum depression.
Oh yeah, that actually was really fucked up what happened to her. Fuck.
Yeah,
when I read about that.
Oh, well, this was prior to that. I kind of don't. Yeah, I'm gonna skip because I don't want to talk about that but this postpartum was actually I believe after her first. So let's see what I have here. Postpartum depression. Similar to your run-of-the-mill depression, for a lack of better description, I don't know what to put there. Your run-of-the-mill white bread depression.
Your seasonal depression, it's worse than your
Yeah. Besides your just
your chronic depression. That's what I've been diagnosed with. Chronic depression and severe anxiety.
Ooh, you got like level 10 depression. Oh my god. I'm just kidding.
I have always excelled at everything that I put my mind to.
It's amazing. Well, postpartum depression, interestingly, there are 3 forms that this comes in. And that's the immediate postpartum, or this is also known as the initial or the acute phase. And that's about 8 to 19 hours after the childbirth. That could, and this is just my opinion, but I think that could really be due to like the hormones because they're going so crazy, and also labor and delivery is super intense. So like that to me could obviously trigger some depression.
I have a question.
Oh yeah.
When you pussy pooped our daughter, did they get to like put her right on you right away?
Yeah. So when I pushed her out, they basically had her and then immediately tried to give her to me, and my knee-jerk reaction was I don't know what to do with that, but I also was like, can I see her? You know what I mean? It was like I was like being pulled in 2 directions. I almost was like I don't want to touch her because I don't know how to. And then I was kind of looking around like, did I do that? Like, is everything good? Did I do it? Is she okay? Am I okay? Like, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
But her eyes were open and she looked me in my face. She wasn't crying. She looked at me in
my face. She wasn't? I also was born not crying, I've been told.
She did not care that it was her birthday.
I did not care. That's so fucking funny. So I've been told.
So I had her like this, and she looked at me, and it was almost like, okay, I know who you are. And then she looked at her dad, she looked at Patrick, and was like, sweet. And then I kind of don't remember. Like, I think he cut the cord. I don't really remember what happened after that. But
yeah, you know why you don't remember? You know why you don't remember
because your body
after that?
makes you forget childbirth. You'll do
Not
it again.
not even just that. But yes, that's part of what I'm about to say. But apparently, like, I don't remember which it is, but like endorphins, serotonin, whatever, is like flooding your fucking brain.
Yeah,
the
they
moment
say it's like a
that's why
euphoria thing.
the skin to skin contact thing is such a big deal. Like, they charged that lady $40 last time you said for the skin to skin contact with her baby.
I feel like I didn't get as much skin to skin contact as I feel like I wish I had of. I don't feel like our relationship has struggled because of it, but I feel like I almost yearn for it, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes
Dude, you pooped her out.
Yeah.
Of the
Pussy
puss.
pooped.
Like, you pussy pooped her.
Yeah.
And like,
it's crazy. I get like a craving sometimes to lay on my side because I did this in the hospital. I was in.
You get a craving sometimes to pussy poop every once in a while.
I was left in the room with her by myself for the first time, and I don't have any experience with babies. I said this baby. But she was crying, and like I just picked her up and like laid on my side in the bed and like laid her on her side and just kind of like laid there. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, I like this. And I feel myself craving that throughout the day. I'm like, I wish we could just lay down, but she doesn't want anything to do with it. She's like, I don't need you. Good, honestly. my strong little baby.
Good,
she's over my shit. Yeah, she's over my shit already.
My mom used to say that, because she abandoned me when I was 4 years old, and when she had my little brother, she like had him around until he was like 10, and then she fucked off. But she'd always tell me, because I'd be like jealous kind of my brother, and I would say like, well, you have him like all the time with you, like you don't have me all the time with you. And she literally said these words to me. Are you ready?
No. But go.
She said, little girls are stronger than little boys.
Harmful.
Little boys need their mothers.
Wow. So you're just damaging two kids at the same time with that.
My parents were efficient at trauma.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they were
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's actually, honestly, sometimes I'm not even fucking kidding. Sometimes I think about my life and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm not a heroin addict already.
How to ruin two kids with one sentence.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had two others that she would ruin. She had two others that she could ruin with other sentences. Anyway, sorry. Let's get back on track. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's the immediate postpartum, the initial or the acute phase, and that's about 8 to 19 hours after childbirth. Then there's the second form, which is the subacute postpartum period, and that lasts usually around 2 to 6 weeks. And the final one, this is mine. This is the delayed postpartum period, and that can last up to 8 months. And I believe after that, it just becomes like straight up depression. I think if it lasts any longer, like you're just regular depressed. I don't know what else to call it. Like the original brand of depression.
You're like depressed light.
Yeah. Diet depressed. Oh my god.
Diet depressed. That's what that is. Okay, cool.
That's merch. So Chrissy Teigen experienced postpartum after the birth of her first child. Chrissy had also experienced anxiety from her teen years, so she always just kind of chalked her emotions up to, quote, normal 20-something anxiety. But around 3 months after she had her daughter, Chrissy realized that something more was going on. So good for her for having that kind of, because it can be really hard. Like, this is just... Yeah, like just, specifically I think with postpartum, I think that one is, because you're already experiencing so much guilt, it's like one more thing about me, like how dare I have something wrong with me right now, but yeah, that's like a difficult thing to do is just say it, like I'm dealing with this.
I feel like when you say it though, like you give it less power.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you take the power away from
you take the mask off of it.
Yeah, like it being inside you, like when you speak it out loud, when you verbalize it, whatever it is, whatever you're struggling with, listeners, if you're struggling with anything, whatever it is, when you speak it out loud and you, even if it's just to yourself, in a room alone, like, and you just say what's bothering you.
During an interview with Glamour, Chrissy said, quote, "It was a sad existence. There was no highs. It was a flat line of life for a few months." She continued, "You hear these horrific stories of people not seeing their child as theirs or wanting to hurt them, and I never felt that way. That's why I put off getting it checked, because I hated myself, not my child." And just like to like insert myself again in this one, like I completely feel that. Like, of course I love Wednesday, like I love my child, but oftentimes I feel like an uncontrollable sadness or anger, and it's like I just start to spiral out of control, like with motherhood and becoming a parent, and especially when you're like an at-home mom, you kind of feel like you're losing yourself and who you are as a person outside of being a mom. So like I've experienced depression and stuff before, but like this is like a shock to the system, and like the intrusive thoughts are like the worst I've ever experienced in my life. And it's like I already know, like I have a fucked up head, so like my head knows how to scare me, and it knows how to fuck me up with like images and thoughts. So it's like, it's insane. Like it's difficult. Okay, moving on. I'm not gonna go like as in depth with the rest of these, but these are all interesting, and they're all different. They're all different struggles. So Ryan Reynolds struggles with anxiety, and I wanted to include this one. Basically, I love Ryan and I love Blake Lively. I think like they're just so cute, and I think he's a good one to show because he's one of like the most confident seeming, like conventionally attractive, funny and cool guys in like Hollywood. But it's not like we aren't aware, like at this point, that some of the funniest, happiest, most beautiful celebrities are sometimes the ones struggling like the most, like Robin Williams, you know?
Okay, I was about to say Robin Williams when you were saying that sentence, and my grandma looks like Mrs. Doubtfire. So my whole life when I was a little kid, I thought Mrs. Doubtfire, when I would watch that movie, was my grandma.
Yeah.
So I remember the day I saw on Twitter that he had passed away, and I was staying at my aunt's the same summer I got caught smoking weed on the balcony. And I ran downstairs and I told my grandma that Robin Williams had unalived himself, and she was like, my grandma, who's like Mexican as fuck, I don't know if you guys know I'm Mexican, but like but like I'm super proud of it, I guess, but I ran downstairs.
You should be. I'm not proud to be white. I wish I was proud to be what I am. It's embarrassing.
You should be proud to be Irish and Roma and Australian. And
I'm not proud to be Australian though, because I'm white Australian, and the white Australians literally, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the same deal as like the United States. Like the Aboriginals owned that land. That was their land.
Yeah, you're right.
The whites came over and fucking pillaged it. It's embarrassing. Like I don't want to claim that.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
Okay. Well, you were just born there, but you're Irish,
you want to know something worse? Yeah, that's where I was raised. I left Australia when I was 3.
Okay, your mom is Roma and
British, I guess.
Okay, and your biological father is
Australian. I don't know anything else where he's from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you actually really are. I thought you were. I'm dumb. I call you my best friend, and I don't know. You're more mixed than I am. No,
I was raised in Ireland from like 10 to like 22. I think I moved. So that's
the formative fucking years of your life.
Yeah. But as for blood, I have no pride in my blood. My uncle in like our family group chat a couple of weeks ago was like,
"That is merch." I have no pride in my blood.
I have no pride in my blood.
I like that.
It wasn't in the group chat. It was like an individual message, and he was like, "I completed the family tree and da da da," and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. I'd love to like see it." And he was basically like, well, we're Anglo-Saxon. Basically completely Anglo-Saxon. And that brings me no pride.
That brings me no pride.
Yeah. So we're just the whitest of the white. Cool. Great. Thanks. Listen, on behalf of all white people, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, I don't know what else to say or do.
Shit. What was I saying?
We're talking about Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, I ran downstairs and I told my grandma, I was like, Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams, he died. And she was just like, oh, the one that looks like me?
Oh my god, that's you! That is you. Oh my god.
Maybe I am my grandmother's favorite person because I'm basically her.
Yeah, that's exactly why. That's something that you would say.
The one that looks like me?
Yeah, the devastation, like, and then, like, that's how you recall that person. Yes.
Yeah,
it's like
everything's about me.
It's like wonderful with like just, you know, like sugar spice, everything nice. Instead of chemical X, you guys have a little bit of narcissism. And I just love it because it just makes you so strong and bold. Just a little bit of narcissism.
I'm my own universe. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
I'm the leading lady in my story.
Yes, you are.
So, like... So, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, somebody like Robin Williams. Go on, my grandma. Go on.
My grandma. Ryan has said that his anxiety makes him feel like he has two parts of his personality. For example, he'd be nervous backstage, literally feeling like he's going to die before making an appearance on like a show or whatever.
Aww.
But then once the curtain goes up, he explains that it's like this little guy takes over and like he's cool. And then like after the show, he's like, dang, I'd love to be that guy because I'm not that guy.
Aww.
I thought that was interesting because when you look at Ryan Reynolds, you know, I'm sure like a lot of...
You just see like a fine ass piece of man meat, and you're like, he makes me laugh,
and he's funny, and he's a good father, he's a good husband. You know what I mean? He's all around like a 10 out of 10. But to know like he's struggling with that stuff, smash Blake too. Like, come on, let's go
together at the same time. I would only do them together at the same time. Smash.
Yeah, smash.
Double smash. Max smash.
Smash X2. Okay. Next one. Angelina Jolie suffers with depression. She has said that she started having sessions as a teenager and even self-harmed. And after her mother passed away in 2007, apparently that depression reared its ugly head again, but instead of falling back into the old habits of self-harm, Angelina apparently signed up for a movie role. So it would like force her to be active and kind of keep her away from, you know.
She kept herself busy.
She
was avoiding it.
Busy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the article that I got this from, this was on achievemedicalcenter.com. It didn't mention what the movie was, so I had to look it up because I'm hyper-focused on the dumbest details. So I looked up Angelina Jolie movies from 2007 to like 2008, thinking that maybe we could
Mr. and Mrs. Smith is in there, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, was that before?
I want to say that was like 2005 or maybe like 2010. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know on that. I'm like guessing and I just don't know.
2005 and 2010 are so different.
That's like a full
in
decade.
my mind, in my experience. No, it's half a decade and it's like
decade's not
2005. 2005 I was still in junior high in 2005. 2010 I was graduating high school.
Oh, I guess I don't know. I can't. I think you're interesting because you can remember dates. Patrick's like that too. Like he can remember dates, and I black all of that out. I have no idea where I was in 2015. I don't know where I was in 2002. I don't know.
Okay. I've just been conditioned by my society. I was in high school from 2007 to 2011, and I was in college from 2011 to 2015.
I literally have no idea. I could almost guarantee you that if we stacked all of my job applications for all the jobs I've applied for ever, like in my life side by side, all of the dates would be different because I just don't know. I just don't know.
I actually want to see that compilation of photos. Like, all your different job resumes.
all my lies. Like, I'm just forced to lie because I don't know. Anyway.
Dude, your resume is basically just like you lying about yourself in the best way so that you can get a job.
It's a suggestion of the truth. Like, the bones are there. Just I added some extra flesh. Okay.
Some padding. It's fine.
In 2007, she was in Beowulf, A Might Heart, and A Place and Time. I don't know those, but in 2008, she was in Changeling, Wanted, and Kung Fu Panda, which I do know. And I literally can't guess, so I don't know.
You don't know what Beowulf is?
No.
Girl, dive into your white culture a little bit. There is actually some culture in white culture.
Like, when I tell you.
I had to read Beowulf in high school. What?
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out. Is it a Vikings?
Yes, and I fucking hated it. It was so boring. And
I love that you're telling me to dive into my culture, and then in the same breath telling me you fucking hated it and it was boring.
Well, you guys fucking conquered the world for spices, and then you don't even use them in your food.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. It's
so even your fucking culture is mayonnaise, okay, bitch? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's so embarrassing. You know, I'm seeing a lot of conversations right now on TikTok, too, calling out AAVE, like calling it blacks and calling it girls that, you know, are like using terminology.
Like how you mean how like people like Iggy Azalea and Kim Kardashian employ the use of blackface essentially, in their imagery.
Well, specifically with language, what I'm seeing a lot of conversation about is calling, and it's funny because these people are saying like, white girls used to run the slang back in the day with like whatever, loser, get over it, as if, and I like
Valley girl.
It's a joke
lingo. Yeah,
I'll see if I can find the TikTok and send it to you because it's pretty funny. It's just calling white girls out for being fucking stupid. Anyways, let's move on.
Sorry.
Amanda Seyfried, who I just love. I really like her. I've always really liked her. She struggles.
That bitch can fucking tell if it's raining with her tits alone.
I always forget that that's her. When I think of Amanda Seyfried, I think of Mamma Mia.
I've never seen that because I don't hate myself that much. I do hate myself a lot, but I don't hate myself that much.
It's good. I like that movie. I'm not like huge into stuff like that, but I think because my mom loves it so much and she cries when she watches it because she says that it reminds her of me, a certain scene in it, like the mom's brushing the girl's hair, and I guess her hair looks like my hair when my hair is natural.
I'm crying. That's so sweet.
When you watch it, you'll know exactly. Anyway,
I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Anyways, Amanda Seyfried struggles with OCD. Now, I personally do not believe that I have actual OCD. And this is the one that I had mentioned before. I actually get infuriated when people chalk little quirky behaviors up to having OCD. Really anything like that drives me insane. Like people self-diagnosing themselves with anything.
Or like diagnosing other people.
Yes. I will.
Like, who the fuck are you to tell me that I need medication? You don't have a fucking doctor degree.
Exactly.
Whatever that's called.
Like
not a doctorate.
Yeah. Like I'll openly say that I have not been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, but it really makes sense. And I've said this before, I think on the pod. Like I would bet money that if I went to go get professional help, like that's probably what they would tell me. But I don't actually know that for a fact. So I feel like with OCD, it's one of those ones that people like to throw around. And I get it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like I get it because I can only drink out of like specific cups in the house. Like there's very specific cups that I'll drink out of, and like I just can't physically do it with other.
Maybe you're
cups.
Maybe you're just really. No, I think you're a witch. It's the ritual and the relic.
Oh,
like maybe. I told you, like I have mugs.
Yeah,
that I've seen my whole life that have existed in my household before I existed in my household as a kid. And my grandma let me keep those mugs, and those are the mugs that I serve myself ice cream in, or hot tea or hot coffee. Like, those are mine. They were around before me.
That makes sense. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe that is mental illness. My like idea of like how rituals and relics are cool. I'm a creature of habit. I like the same stuff. I like what I like. Rituals and relics keep me in touch with the things that I like.
Yeah. Well, Amanda Seyfried is on Lexapro, and she says that she will, quote, never get off of it. I know. So I included this one. She continues, I've been on it since I was 19. I'm on the lowest dose. I don't see the point in getting off of it. Whether it's a placebo or not, I don't want to risk it. Just to note, this article was on Forbes. It's from about 6 years ago. So, Amanda, if you're listening and that's no longer accurate, hit us up, obviously. Like, give us an update.
Because we know you're listening.
Obviously you're listening.
Please like and subscribe.
Amanda Seyfried, specifically. Anyways, some common types of obsessions and compulsions are, like, for OCD. Like, I just thought these were interesting, and I kind of wanted to include them.
I'm so excited to hear this. Go.
Yes. Okay, first one is washers. This is an excessive fear of dirt, germs, and contamination. These individuals might repeatedly wash their hands to the point of damaging them. And when I read that... I thought of this one show. I think it might have been called like Obsessed or something like that, but it was like a documentary about people who are like compulsively obsessed with things. And there was this one girl on the show, and she was obsessed with being clean in her private areas, so much so that she would literally try and put off like going to the bathroom. And if she did go to the bathroom, she would like spend hours in the shower cleaning herself out with a toothbrush. Like, she was scraping herself out, basically. It was really, really bad. So,
whoa.
Obviously, like, there's spectrums with stuff like this. Like, you possibly could have OCD if you're a constant hand washer. I'm a constant hand washer, but I don't have OCD. Like, I know that I do not. I just have a baby, and I'm a smoker, so I wash my hands a lot.
I have been told that I have OCD because I like clocking in and out of work like right on the minute, like so that it's whatever time 00 when I clock in. Like, I don't know, when I pump gas for work, because I'm a delivery driver, when I pump gas for work, like, even though like I'll set the stupid handle to like self pump, and then when it clicks I'll look at the number, like, of the dollar amount on the fucking thing, and I will sit there and fill it until it hits 00.
Yeah. I think everybody I know does that, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I get told that I have OCD about it all the time.
I think that might be an example of, like, tossing out the OCD thing, but I'm not saying that it's not possible, because of course it is possible. But I don't
think I have OCD. I'm not.
No, because that's not a compulsion that's like damaging
is like
to
a
your
real
life.
Thing. Yeah, exactly. Like OCD is a real thing. Like, if I don't give a shit enough, like, I don't care what the fucking dollar amount on the gas is. You know what I mean?
Like if I where like you're pissing in your pants because you need it to hit, and maybe. But again, like I am not a professional. You very well could. I also very well could. You know what I mean? I'd love to get an actual...
Bitch, I have fucking chronic depression, severe anxiety, PTSD. Like, I don't need another one anymore. Like, it's enough. Like, it's enough.
Yeah. Okay. Another common obsession or compulsion is hoarders. Everyone is probably pretty familiar with this one. But this is the actual fear of throwing something away or of wasting something. I love that show.
As somebody who loves relics, like, I'm not a hoarder, though. Have you ever seen the show Hoarders?
I love that show. Like, I literally just
I love that show.
That show.
I love that show, too, but, like, I can't watch it, like, consecutively.
We back to back watched that show. We finished
Oh my God.
it. Like, we've seen every episode that's available on Netflix.
I do need to be a part of your household. I'm gonna be the Uncle Fester of your house.
Tia Fester? That's cute.
I'm Uncle Fester. I love that.
I have the driest throat. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Then there's the checkers. This is where you excessively check if like your door's locked or if your oven is off, stuff like that. Like check and check and check again. That's another. I feel like all of these are so
like Charlie's mom on Sunday.
Like all of these are so easy to relate to. Like I feel like, you know, again, maybe it's not a compulsion.
You know what I check and check and check and check all the time, all day long, is locking the cars. So like I drive for work. So when I drop off my car in the day, when I park my car, I have to like hear the like beep 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 that like my car makes when I lock it.
Yeah.
And then when I'm doing deliveries, because that car doesn't have the little like remote on it.
Mm-hmm.
When I know I have to lock the car to walk away from it, even though I already know I put the fucking keys in my pocket, my hoodie pocket, my jeans pocket, whatever, I still, every time right before I lock the car and shut the door, check again.
Yeah.
To make sure I have the keys.
Absolutely. Like like again, like I say, all of these are really relatable. I feel like on some level, most of us do these kind of all the time.
Inherently.
Yeah. Then there's the counters and arrangers. This is like having everything just so and like just lined up in a certain manner. Again, totally relate to that. Completely relate to that. Like, we have, you know, like the knife stands, like the classic, all the knives go in it.
Yeah.
There's, we have like a serrated knife.
Like a bread knife, yeah.
It goes in a very particular spot. And I don't understand when it's not there. I don't get it. I've mentioned it calmly.
Calmly?
Why is it not, you know? And then
you know
finally,
what else?
Oh, sorry.
Like I feel like the way that toothpaste is pushed out of the tube.
Yeah.
Fucking roll. The shape of the toothpaste is the shape that it is for a reason.
Yeah.
You fold and you roll the end. I don't understand people who just like do this. Like they just like grip the fucking toothpaste.
You're a Neanderthal, to be honest with you, if you do that. Like you're the worst of the worst. You're going on that island that we talk about sometimes. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. What is this island called?
I think we should call it... Let me see. Let's think. We could call it Florida 2. I'm just kidding.
Dude, we could literally call it heaven. Because I don't want to go there.
And finally, for OCD common types, there's doubters. This is the fear of punishment if things are not done perfectly. And I really have to say for that one, I don't know this for a fact, I'm not a professional, but that to me feels like trauma from your childhood. That one feels to me like you must have some trauma, which is possible because OCD can be developed. I know a lot of mental issues, mental illnesses, mental struggles, whatever we want to call it, you're born with, like ADD, but OCD can be developed, so that's possible.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
it's like okay, I don't know that I've mentioned this on here before, but my dad is bipolar.
Okay.
And I had to grow up, like his mother is the grandma I'm always talking about because she raised me.
Yeah.
And my whole life I was just told, like, your dad's sick. Like, my dad behaved very badly as a dad, or even just as a person a lot of the time. Yeah. And I was constantly just being told that he basically had a hall pass.
So I wonder, this kind of circles back to the beginning of this episode where you were describing the 3 types of mental illness per se, and the third one was if you've been surrounded by mental illness. Would you say that your depression and your mental struggles are, I know that there's trauma involved as well, which would be the second kind, but do you think because you were exposed to or surrounded by this conversation of mental illness in regards to your father, that could have developed your depression or at least your anxiety?
I am gonna reread the 3 right now. So 1, biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry. Life experiences such as trauma or abuse. Family history of mental health problems. So, like I said earlier, like I check off all 3 of those.
Right. So initially,
my dad is like mentally ill, and because of his mental illness, and my mother has never been diagnosed with anything because she's never gone to a doctor.
Exactly. Yeah.
So really that just shows the difference between like my grandparents on either side. It's like the grandparents who raised me on my dad's side, they cared enough about him to go take him to a doctor
to get help,
to like seek out help that he needed.
Yeah.
My mom's side of the family really did not give a shit about my mom. And that's why she's never been diagnosed with anything. She's never sought professional help. She's never...
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. You can't be diagnosed unless you take that step. That's why I always say to any friend, family member, acquaintance, anybody who ever tells me I went and got therapy or I went and spoke to somebody, I'm always so proud of you for doing that. That's so amazing.
So brave.
Yeah, because I know it's hard to do. It's incredibly hard to do. But it's also a necessary thing that needs to be done if you know you're struggling or if your struggles are affecting your life or the ones around you. Like if your behaviors are causing problems for yourself and for other people, it needs to be done. Because we can sit and talk about this all day. I cannot diagnose you. You cannot diagnose me. I would never dream of it.
Right, because I'm not a fucking medical professional.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and it's really interesting too. I know in the phobias episode, I like talked about how I go to therapy. I'm on medication now for anxiety and depression, and it's just, I don't know, it's just been very helpful.
Yeah. But you know how difficult it is, like, and you kind of have that support system that would, you know, push you in that direction to do that. Whereas, like, some people don't have that. You know, some people are told, you're fine, it's all in your head.
Okay,
it's not.
At the beginning of this episode, I said that I started going to therapy when I was 18, right? Except for that counseling I had to go to at school because the teacher thought I was morbid little bitch, and I am.
She was right.
Anyway, she was right, but I didn't need, well, I guess I did need therapy. Anyway, I remember for a long time feeling like when I was an adolescent, like, I don't need to go to therapy. Like, I don't need to talk to somebody about, like, what the fuck does somebody who has no idea what I've been through, like, they've never experienced my experience, so, like, why would I give a fuck about what they have to say? Yeah. I don't know, but then something just changed when I was 18. I just felt like, let's try to get well.
Well, I think this is just my opinion, listeners, but if any of you hold that opinion of, like, why would I care what this person has to say? Why would I talk to somebody that doesn't know? I think this is just my personal opinion, but maybe to sway you in the other direction of that is it's almost better to talk to somebody you don't know about things that you've gone through, even though that seems so daunting, and it is daunting, it is totally scary, to give someone a fresh canvas of your life that has no influence or opinion that already exists to anyone else in your life. It's the best way. Plus, a big, huge factor in it is that they literally went to school for years to learn the signs and symptoms and what to say and what not to say and how to interpret and all that stuff. You know, like Sandra, at work is probably amazing, but at the same time, she can't be impartial to you because she has an opinion. Professional.
Actually, exactly what you're saying is how I felt when I first started going to therapy when I was 18. Was like, oh, there's like a person who is here for just me. They're not here for anybody else in my life.
They haven't been sent by somebody. They're not like telling somebody what you're saying. Like
it's like confidential. It's like going to the doctor. You know what I mean? Like it's
it is.
It's the head doctor.
Yeah. The head shrinker.
Yeah, that sounds sexy as fuck. Anyway, but no, that's literally what it is. And I remember recognizing that at 18 when I first started going to therapy on my own, just knowing like this person is here for me and for nobody else. Like at that time, like I could talk to my grandma, I could talk to my aunt, I could talk to my teachers, like I could talk to my friend, my boyfriend, like whatever, right? But all those people in my life at the time were, they have interest in other people too.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm talking to my grandma about my dad, it's like, that's her son. So like, she has an interest. Like for a long time, she would always implore me to have a relationship with him. But like I said earlier, it's like the love that a parent has for their child is far greater than the love that a child has for their parent.
Yeah.
So my parents have been awful to me, and I don't have much love for them. I do have love for them, but I don't have much love for them.
Yeah.
And my grandma loves her son, my dad, more than I ever could love my dad.
For sure. Absolutely. And there's numerous cards in play there. Like you say, the mother-child thing, but then also your experience with that person. Like we say all the time, just because someone is related to you by blood does not mean that unconditionally do they get to be in your life. And that's
the blood
today's
of the
lesson.
covenant. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Correct. That's all I have for you.
I'm so sorry that I was just on tangent after tangent.
Why would you apologize for that? Listeners.
It's content, I guess, right?
Are we looking for an apology there? No, we're not. We love it.
No. Oh my god. I love not apologizing for myself.
You shouldn't ever. You should never apologize for who you are. Unless you've done something wrong. But you haven't done anything wrong.
Shout out to Emma, because she was the one who told me, stop apologizing so much. It's unbecoming of you.
Shout out Emma. Those are wise words from a badass beach. I'm an Emma fan, for sure.
Dude, me too. I love her.
I mean, I don't
know her, but she doesn't even listen to this podcast, but you met her.
Yeah. Yeah, I met her that one time.
Yeah, just that one time.
We'll meet again.
I guess that's the end.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. I shared too much, as always, because I'm me.
No, you didn't overshare. Besides, oversharing is just like a sign of past trauma, but this is a safe space, right, listeners? Because if it's not and you don't like what we have to say, you can leave. There's the door.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Nobody's forcing you to fucking listen to this.
Yeah, but stay subscribed, though. I'm just kidding.
No shit. Just keep liking. I tell people at work all the time, I just like the video, even if you don't fucking
Put it on in the background and go do something else.
My favorite, I'm so glad that this episode is so long today, because I love listening to our podcast when I'm driving around.
I love listening to it as well. I really do. And like, I have fun post. I am gonna do better, listeners. I apologize for the past like 2 episodes being late.
I thought we just said we were apologizing anymore.
Well, only if we did something wrong. And me being late.
You
on
didn't
the
do
upload.
anything wrong. We're creating content on our own fucking time.
True. Well, in
I
that case, this
I
one's
really
late.
love how these headphones look like Princess Leia buns.
Oh, cute. They do.
Oh,
I know.
I'm totally gonna get like attachments for my headphones.
Oh my god, just
Leia buns.
get extensions that are the same color as your hair, hot glue, braid, drape around, and like keep it glued on. You could totally
Okay,
do that.
but her buns are not braided.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Bitch. I'm about to prove you wrong on your own shit.
They're twisted. You're not gonna prove me wrong because I know what I know.
How do you spell Leia?
Leia.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Oh, wait a minute. No,
They're
fair
just
enough.
twisted.
Yeah, they are. I guess recreations. I wonder if that's the Mandela effect. Although it's obviously not one for you, but this
Everybody
is your
thinks
universe.
everything's a fucking Mandela effect. The
I
only
love
Mandela effect that I know to be real is the Shazam thing.
I have a lot for you then. Maybe we'll do Mandela effects.
We should totally do Mandela effects that next week.
We could do that. Do you want to drive and do? Well, see, I might know more than you though. Not to be like rude. That was really rude.
You know what? You're almost never more right than me, so like I was giving it to you like in that moment when I heard it.
I know a lot of Mandela effects. I've gone on a lot of dives.
Me too, bitch.
Okay.
Me too. But the only one that I have personally ever experienced
Okay.
is Shazam.
Well, okay. How about you drive?
I'm gonna do topic analysis. No, I'm gonna do topic analysis
You're
and
gonna
I'm
know
gonna
them
do
all.
Shazam.
Okay, I'm gonna find some that you don't know. That's my mission.
Yes. Let's
Okay.
do it.
All right, bitch. I'll see you in a week.
I love you.
I love you. Oh my god. Mwah. You guys, we made it to the end of the podcast.
I know. It really has been an incredible ride.
Well, I'm shooting for Friday episodes. That's the goal, but you know.
Yeah, Fridays are good.
If you guys are watching / listening to us on YouTube, you can support us even more than just listening by subscribing to the Bad Brew channel.
Make sure to hit the notification bell too, so you know when we upload. But more importantly, I want to see you guys comment your thoughts because I love a good argument.
Are we arguing with the listeners?
I mean, maybe. It is me. I like to argue.
Right. Well, of course. Well, you guys can also stalk the socials. I'll link everything below, but we're the Bad Brew on basically everything except Instagram, where we're the Bad Brew Pod, because somebody already got to Bad Brew first.
Fuckers.
Yeah, well, until next time, I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too. Tune in next time, bad bitches.
Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I ain't spend shit on gas.
If I like how the bad look, I'ma eat it up, ain't that shit back up. We